children, and welcome to the very brand newest installment of the very bestest horror movie review podcast in all the goddamn land. Why, it's Dead and Lovely, here with the host with the most. It is I, the one who is known as Uncle Ben, and I'm joined by...
Lil Steve X. I got tractors on my horse and horses on my tractor.
None of that,
tractor,
absolutely not.
Tractor,
That's quite enough.
Ride a tractor. That's a fucking song.
If you're not careful with that, you're going to end up with a fucking gigantic monster hit song, and you're going to have to leave the podcast.
And we have to hang out with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Excuse me, you're going to get to hang out with Billy Ray.
His verse on that song actually is better. But to be fair, he probably had songwriters working with him, and Lil Nas X was just some dude fucking around on SoundCloud.
How is that a real thing? It's very real.
Because a guy was like, you know, these country musicians make a lot of money, and all they talk about is horses, tractors, and fucking Wrangler jeans.
Boobies.
And boobies. He says the word boobies in that song.
When is the last time anybody
and boobies
has had the word boobies in a song?
Oh, God. Anyway, he just noticed that it's real easy to trick redneck. It's real easy.
Step 3, profit.
We should start a second podcast just to trick rednecks. Just call it like
Wrangler
I hate
Cast
people or whatever. I don't know. And we can just, all we have to do is some satire.
Yeah.
And then boom, millions. They love them, some racist assholes.
Well, guys, thanks so much for listening to this episode. This has been great. You guys be sure to tune into the new show.
Tune into Dead and Racist.
Wrangling and Strangling.
Wrangling and Strangling.
I don't know. Yeah. Steve, how you been doing this week, man?
All right, man.
Yeah? Just all right? Okay. Jesus style?
I'm just all right, yeah.
Just about like a Jesus, okay.
Yeah, because it's spring, so it's like, you know, fuck my sinuses or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Trees are out there just skeeting all over.
Oh, skeet, motherfucker.
Tree beards out there like, oh, skeet.
In old Entish, that sounds a little different, but yeah, it's what he's saying.
Yeah, the meaning is identical.
It takes a long time to say it, but it takes a longer time to do it.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It takes them 3 seasons to build up their sperm.
That's true. It's quite a long time. Now, that's what I call foreplay. 3 whole seasons of it just before they let it all loose and get that full release.
They're always just covering bees in their skeet.
Oh, they nasty. My core just covered.
Yeah,
everywhere.
It's gross. Damn.
Yeah, springtime in Tennessee is a pollenous affair, man. I have been getting ravaged myself.
It is very interesting that we have those trees that smell like cum.
Yeah, the Bradford pear.
Bradford pear.
God damn it, I hate those fucking trees. They are so gross. They're
aren't
awful.
they like bad?
Yeah, apparently they're very bad for the ecosystem, and they I guess they
for
die.
Our ecosystem.
Yeah. They die in only like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah.
You have to dig them up and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not good. Fuck a Bradford pear.
Fuck a Bradford pear, man. That's Dead and Lovely stance. Fuck you,
Dead
Bradford
Lovely
pears.
has very few stances on things, but one of them is fuck a Bradford pear.
Yeah, and Delilah. We hate
fuck Delilah.
That's high on our list, too.
It's fuck Delilah, fuck Trump, and fuck a Bradford pear.
What you been up to this week, Steve?
Oh, man. Well, we, for the Game of Thrones, we got the HBO back.
Yeah. Like everybody else in America.
Like everybody else for a couple months. And so I just went wild and started watching everything on HBO.
You went hog wild.
Hog wild.
Well, let me ask you first. Did you watch a Game of Thrones this week?
Of course I did.
Episode 2.
Yep.
Again, we're not going to spoil it up here for you real bad or anything like that because it's too soon. I thought it was fucking awesome, man. I liked it.
Me too. People were complaining, not a lot of action. It's like,
go fuck themselves, dude. Who cares? You got to spend time. You got to spend good quality time with these characters that have been in your life for like 8 years.
Yeah. And you get to see people finally interact that you've wanted to see interact.
And they're all gonna die soon.
That's true. A whole lot of them are gonna die.
Yeah. It's like, I'm glad they kind of gave us a minute here just to like, hey, let's chill and watch these characters just interact.
Yeah.
And have some good writing and also have these actors who've been playing these characters for so long that they know them inside and out. Just let them be these characters for a little while,
have some
man.
fun.
Arya's stuff was awesome.
Yeah,
all the stuff
of course it was.
Tormund stuff.
Tormund's the best.
Also awesome. I love that they obviously know that the Tormund and Brienne stuff is a mega fan favorite. So like, let's just give them a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
Let's just give them a little bit more of that.
Like, you keep teasing us with it. I don't care if it ever happens. It's fun.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling next week is just going to be completely buck wild. I bet we're going to get the carpet
big long
ripped
battle,
out.
probably.
Yeah. And I bet we're going to see some like major casualties like as soon as next week.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine the episode will be hard to take.
Yeah. I bet Mad Eye Moody is out. Mad Eye Moody is definitely
time
out.
they killed Mad Eye Moody.
And I bet
I haven't even seen it.
major change from the books.
Major change.
Admiral Akbar is going to go out off screen, I'm sure.
Obviously. It's a trap. He'll say.
Yeah, I've been stoked on this season though, man. I can't wait to see what they do next. So what else you been watching on a HBO home box office?
I watched a movie for a future episode, and that was on HBO.
Yes.
And then right after that, I was like, man, I just want to fucking take advantage of HBO while I have it.
Sure.
So I watched some newer movies that I kind of was interested in seeing, but wasn't going to go out to the theaters to see.
Okay.
I watched Tag,
which I heard was really funny.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Funny. Had a little bit of heartwarming ending and whatnot, but
worth a watch?
worth a watch. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, if you got HBO for Game of Thrones, throw it on.
All right.
You don't have to pay absolute attention to it.
Maybe I'll do that then.
But yeah, John Hamm was great in it. Jake Johnson, funny.
Oh yeah, John Hamm is in it. Mm-hmm. He's awesome in everything.
Hannibal's awesome in it. It's a funny movie.
All right.
Then I watched Ocean's 8.
Okay, this is the one where it's like
Ladies.
the lady version. Mm-hmm. I was skeptical going into this because I thought it just seemed like a completely ubiquitous, like, we made the same movie, but this time with girls, so a new audience will watch it and we can make more money.
But that was the Ocean's movies.
Yeah.
Except with boys.
Yeah, well, they were a remake of their own. We remade this old thing, but with new things instead. That way new people will see it.
I did have one problem with Ocean's 8, and it's that they keep dealing with the specter of the other Ocean's movies, and it's like, just forget about it. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, you don't have to keep mentioning Danny Ocean's untimely demise or whatever. Like, they didn't even make it a joke or anything. That would have been funny if they were talking about him being dead and then, it was just a joke. But the whole time, it's just like, my brother Danny, he would be here and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, just stop mentioning it. Yeah. Because otherwise, it's just an Ocean's movie and it's fun.
Right. Well, that's the thing is, like, I love a good heist flick. I love the first Ocean's 11. It's like, I mean, legit one of my favorite movies. I love it. Other ones, not really very good.
No, but they're still fun.
Okay, so how is this one compared to like Ocean's 12 or 13 or whatever?
I'd say it's on 12 level.
Okay, so good, but not as good as like 11 or something?
No, not as good as 11, no.
Okay, but again, worth a watch.
Sarah Paulson's great in it. I really loved her. Anne Hathaway's awesome in it.
Oh, yeah, it's got Anne Hathaway. Yeah,
she's really good in it. If you don't like Anne Hathaway, maybe you'll like her in this because she's much less... I don't know why people don't like Anne Hathaway. I was gonna say, like, I think she's fine.
I think she's fine. I was talking to somebody the other day that's just like, I hate her. I can't stand her. It's like, what the fuck did she ever do to you?
Yeah, what a bitch. Yeah, she's so pretty.
Damn.
How dare she? But yeah, like, it was good. Sandra Bullock, she's
America's sweetheart.
America's sweetheart. She's not really like, she's the Danny Ocean in it, and so. She's not really Sandra Bullock so much as she's Sandra Bullock trying to be George Clooney, and then Cate Blanchett's trying to be Brad Pitt. And it's a little weird, but like all the surrounding cast of characters are really good.
Okay. Is she trying to bust her openly neo-Nazi husband out of prison? Is that what she's trying to do?
That's her ex-husband now.
Ex-husband? All
yeah.
Right, all right.
But yes.
That's the plot.
Yeah, that's the plot. Then I watched, and this one's a good one, Blockers.
Okay, so this is the one that I thought just seemed like a total cop-out because they couldn't call it Cock Blockers.
Right.
So
yeah.
parents trying to keep their kids.
They should have just went with a completely different title because that did, I think, push people away from what was legit a good movie.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
It was one of those I didn't think looked like it was going to be good at all.
It was really good. I liked it. I mean, it's raunchy in fun ways. John Cena butt chugging, etc.
Okay, I'm on board. You had me at John Cena butt chugging.
Yeah, Ike Barinholtz is awesome in it. But it's the girls that are the best in it.
Huh.
They're so awesome.
Okay.
They're very funny. Like, it's like a teen raunchy comedy from the perspective of the parents and with more realistic teenagers.
Okay.
It's fun. I liked it.
All right. That was one of those I was just not sure if it was going to be worth my time or not.
It actually, the main story of it with Leslie Mann and I can't remember who played her daughter, that reminded me very much of Lady Bird.
Okay, which is awesome.
Which is great. But with the mom being a little less abrasive.
Right.
Yeah. But Pamela Adlon's daughter is one of the, I can't remember her first name. Fuck. She's great. And she's Ike Barinholtz's daughter in the movie, and she's gay. Okay. And I think it's a real good story. I think her development, her arc, and then like the arc with John Cena's daughter, who's like really sporty, but like also wants to fuck, you know? So like it's a really cool, interesting like dynamic between parents. It really did seem like it was just going to be a raunchy comedy, but actually ended up being a pretty good movie.
Well, enough about this good stuff you've been watching. You watched anything that you just fucking hated that was a pile of shit?
I did. 2 things.
Hit me.
So after I watched Vlockers, somebody had recommended to me Ready Player One several times.
Okay. I don't know
who that would be.
Not sure.
I made it 2 hours.
So you made it.
And I turned it off.
2/3 of the way through the movie.
2/3 of the way through the movie. And I, at 2 hours, was like, I legit don't care about anybody in this movie. I don't have to finish it.
So you weren't even invested enough after you watched 2 hours to even find out what happened if you stuck around one more hour.
I'm not even sure what I was supposed to be caring about.
See, the thing about it is I read the book before I saw it, and the book is like really good and really fun,
right?
And generally just a quality entertaining read. Yeah. So for me, it's like I was watching the movie understanding who these characters were beyond what they were showing.
So you already care about them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like when you watch, like we talked about that third Harry Potter movie. Right. It must not make any sense to you if you
if you haven't read the books, it's gibberish.
So I could imagine seeing this movie if you hadn't read the books and being like, none of these characters have any fucking personality whatsoever.
They don't. In the movie, they don't spend any time developing those people.
The main character in it is so fucking lifeless the whole movie.
He really is.
Yeah. I can see why you had a hard time caring about any of them, really.
Yeah. I watched it. I mean, for 2 hours, it was like, okay, like cool visual stuff and whatnot, but I just wasn't attached to any of it.
I can understand that.
It was like right when they got to the Shining.
I was going to ask if you got to that part.
I got to that, and I was watching it, and I was like, this should be more exciting for me. And it's not. And so I turned that off and then turned on Jurassic World 2, which I made it 10 minutes into before I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
I like that you went from that to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, I went from the Steven Spielberg property to a Steven Spielberg property. But I mean, seriously, I didn't give Jurassic World 2 a chance because I don't even know why I turned it on. I hated Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I hated part 2 and 3 of Jurassic Park. Like,
I don't
even know what I'm invested in at this point. So I'm 10 minutes in and I was like, no, stop. Just, you don't have to do this.
That's the thing is like ultimately with any of them, if you turn on any of them, 2, 3, Jurassic World 1, 2, you would just have a better time if you just turned it off and watched the first one again.
Just rewatch the first one.
Yeah.
Like they all try to follow the same beats as the first one.
You can't recapture that magic.
You can't recapture it.
You cannot.
It's
never
going to be as good. So.
And, they completely missed the lesbian woman empowerment storyline that the first one has woven through it.
That's true.
For more details on that, let's start Jurassic Park episode. Yeah. Then rate and review on iTunes.
Man, that was a long, long time ago we did that episode.
Yeah, it was. It's a fun one, though. Ow, my dino head. My dino head. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, that movie is not great.
It's not.
It has a few kind of themes that they sort of dabble with later on that are kind of interesting. Yeah. But overall, I wouldn't call it a good movie.
I mean, they already made a super dinosaur, but they make like more super dinosaurs?
Yeah, they make a super duper dinosaur. Yeah, it's totally different than in the third one.
Does like the Velociraptor or whatever jump on the T-Rex's back, and then the T-Rex jumps on Indominus Rex's back, and then they fight this new one?
Oh, then they fuck. Yeah. And then that makes the Super Duper Ultra.
Seriously, the only reason to watch Jurassic World 2 would have been if they put guns on the dinosaurs.
That was actually an original plot
we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like, if they had done that, it's a new wrinkle worth watching instead of we got super duper dinosaurs this time.
What were those fucking toys that we had when we were kids that were like
the dinosaurs that had, I don't remember what that
they
was.
had like rocket launchers and armor and stuff.
Fuck.
There's like dino saucers, but I don't think that was
that wasn't it. No,
it was the ones that were older than that. So they were in the 80s.
Wasn't it a cartoon that was like real short lived?
Yeah, somebody right now is listening to the show, just pounding their fist, being like,
because they're wearing paraphernalia from the show, and you zoom out and they have posters all over their wall.
They're currently masturbating onto one of the figures.
But listening to us, I feel like we've really made it. We got that guy to stop watching that show for a couple hours
and jerking off on that action figure.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, I had time to watch a couple of good things this week, Steve. I watched, like I said, the new Game of Thrones. I watched that movie that we're doing for a future episode, which we'll talk about when we get there.
Right.
No spoilers.
Nope.
I watched The Sacrament. The other night.
Right.
I had some time.
That's Ty West, Jim Jones type of thing. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Which like, I'm just a ginormous fan of The House of the Devil. The Innkeepers I like a lot. But I went into The Sacrament hoping to capture some of that Ty West magic. Didn't really love it.
You did?
I didn't really love it.
That's a shame.
It has some okay things in it, but I'll tell you, for one, didn't need to make it a found footage movie.
You didn't like that. See, I liked that. They made it like a Vice thing. Have you ever watched any Vice stuff? It really did seem to me like it was a Vice sort of thing.
Yeah. But then
so it came off right.
But then there'd be like camera shots and stuff that clearly were not like a found footage.
Well, it's a professional camera operator.
Yes. But then it
is. That's like the idea is that they're a journalism crew, so he actually knows how to operate the camera.
Yeah.
Which is basically what all found footage movies are now.
Right.
They always just have some excuse for why somebody's really good with the camera.
Yeah, and I also don't really think they needed to like make it not about Jonestown. It's like it was so very obviously in so many ways just
they didn't
about
really change
Jones.
anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like at that point, why not just make a scary movie that's about the final days of Jonestown?
Well, because it gives
is that
you freedom.
Disrespectful to the survivors' families and stuff? Maybe
I don't know if it'd be any more disrespectful than making a movie that's basically the exact same thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. You just don't have any wiggle room with what you can say and what happens. Like, you wouldn't have any wiggle room on what your prophet messiah guy says, and Jim Jones wasn't saying things that sounded ominous. So like, you wouldn't have an ominous leader. You'd have a guy who suddenly is like, fuck, they're gonna get us, we all have to die.
Yeah, drink that flavor aid.
Which isn't a horror movie. I guess that would be why it's not a horror movie unless you change it some.
I guess
because otherwise it just like, it is horrific. But it's not much of a horror movie.
I guess it doesn't help that just a couple months ago I listened through that last podcast on the left, like 4-part Jonestown series.
So you're like, this is inaccurate.
Well, I got like really invested in it. Like that series was just downright fascinating. It really, really, really was. So fucked up and so weird and just so strange to hear this tale of this like mass hypnosis of disenfranchised people that just got under this guy's wing and gave him everything. Yeah. And then all killed themselves just because he said to. Yeah. Well, some of them didn't kill themselves. Some of them were just flat out murdered. Yeah. that is true. Yeah. But it was really interesting. So, yeah, it probably didn't help that I just recently developed this huge fascination in all of it. So it was maybe a little underwhelming. But I don't know. It was okay. I still want Ty West to make a million more movies like House of the Devil. Just more of that, please.
You just want more House of the Devil?
More 80s style stuff, man. Because he does it so well.
I really liked his... You got to watch his Western, In a Valley of Violence.
I remember you talking about how good that was. And so Ethan Hawke, I think, is in that.
Ethan Hawke's in it. Tyson Farmiga.
Awesome.
John Travolta.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. John Travolta. I got a gun.
I'm in a Western. I guess that's how we say.
No silver bullets in this gun because I'm a werewolf.
Oh God. Shot Bob in the face. It's like, you can't just reuse lines from Pulp Fiction, sir. It's not going to happen.
Awesome.
We'll tell you one really fun thing that we did, though, over last week there is we did our annual Easter family vacation.
Oh, damn.
Where we go up to a cabin with my wife's family and some family friends that we've known forever.
Right.
And we basically all just...
murder a homeless person.
Yeah, we murder a bum to start with, like you do. This is America, am I right?
Yeah.
After all.
Right.
And then after that's out of the way, we just pretty much spend the weekend just laying around and eating and drinking and playing games and so forth.
Sounds fun.
Had a great time. Just a real relaxing, laid-back kind of time, which is very good considering how hectic things have been here lately.
It's been a hecht.
Yeah, it has. I'm going to tell you this. We played ourselves a game what I had never played before.
What it were?
That is an immediate favorite. Have you ever played the card game known as Exploding Kittens?
No.
It's by, well, the art is by the guy that does the oatmeal, like, you know, the comic strip and stuff. For the oatmeal.
Okay. I was like, the Quaker Oats artist?
Yeah, it's done by that guy, Wilfred Brimley from the commercials.
Wilfred Brimley drew the Quaker Oats guy.
But this card game, Exploding Kittens, is just insanely fucking awesome. It's one of those that you can pick up and start playing really quickly. It has all kinds of opportunities to, like, fuck each other over.
No, okay.
But there's also like a lot of strategy involved.
I love this.
Dude, it is so good. Everybody go buy Exploding Kittens if you like playing.
I was going to say,
games.
my wife and I can play it with my in-laws. They love playing card games, but then you said you can fuck each other over, and they don't play card games that way.
Oh, really? Too nice.
They're too nice.
Too Mormon.
Well, it's like my father-in-law wouldn't. I feel like no matter what.
Yeah.
In a card game, if he could beat his wife, he wouldn't. Unless, like, she was nowhere near winning.
Yeah.
Then he's like, okay, well, I'll win.
Mercy kill.
Yeah. So there's, like, a lot of... And my mother-in-law does this... she does this thing where she just, like, tries to cheat in the most, like, passive way. Where she's just like... Gosh, I just wish somebody had some sevens. It's just like looking at her family members like, I birthed you.
Remember
it's
when
real
I did
cute,
that?
but it's also like, no, but she's for real. She does want you to cheat for her.
She's trying to win here. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, get yourself an Exploding Kitten.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Nothing but a good time. Steve, I need me a pull.
I was going to say I'm parched.
Yeah, you feel a little parched over there? Your whistle a little dry? Ooh, I can't get nothing going on in this thing.
Nope. Not a sound.
Wait, let me just try to whistle a little bit here.
The Fat Boys. It's the Fat Boys.
Oh, shit. I actually beatboxed because my whistle's so dry, Steve. Damn it. Let's get ourselves a pull here from the private estate of notorious RDM, who contributed so many great and unique beers for us. So we got some weird ones on the show today. I'm excited for this. What do we got here, Steve?
This is a Shorts brew from Shorts in Ohio. It's a juicy brute, it says here.
Oh, I've been called less.
You juicy brute.
Looks like it's a 420 ABV.
Yeah, so this
Smoke
is
it up, huh? Yeah, smoke it. You got him, bro.
This guy like this guy.
Yeah, that's my new guy.
Hey,
right
brother. Y'all smoking over here. So this is
he doesn't really say much. He just kind of laughs and says, oh.
I know that guy. I've been to picnics where that guy's there. And it's like, how am I related to him?
Really bad weed all the time.
Always has real bad.
Really
but a lot
bad.
of it. Yeah, he's got so much of it.
He pulls up in that CRX, and that thing is just loaded full. Loaded full of cheap weed.
Gets out one of those fucking terrible hoodies from the 90s, that like ponchos that the
drug rug
all wore.
Yeah, drug rug.
Drug rug, yeah.
Yeah, dude. The classic Baja jacket.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
It looks like the one he had in high school, but that's because he keeps buying the same one.
Same one over and over.
Damn.
I'm not gonna lie. I want me a drug rug. Seems like a good item to have on your side.
It does, doesn't it?
This is like a milky lemonade color.
It really is. Yeah,
like it's very yellow.
You don't see that color very often with beer.
It's cloudy.
It smells good.
It looks like what my urine looks like after a night of drinking beer.
Oh shit! Did RDM just piss in some cans and seal them?
Me Chinese.
Some RDM piece.
Me play joke.
Yeah, you know about those Chinese. They love peeing in Cokes.
So they say.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, that's one of those just like old racist jokes, and I'm like, what's the origin of this? Me put pee-pee in your Coke?
Like, seriously.
What?
Was that a thing? Like, because seriously, if at some point the Chinese, as a war tactic, were sending just crates and crates of Cokes to whoever they're fighting, but it was filled with pee.
Or maybe that was like an old story about how they would extend their rations.
By being in
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I ain't got much Coke over here in the trenches, so they be peeing in it, watering it down. See, the Coke tastes so strong, you can't really taste the pee-pee.
That's true. That's true. I bet if there were, I don't know how much. Well, we'll test this. This is our next YouTube video.
Yeah.
How much pee do you have to add to a Coke before you
can tell? It's like 1 tablespoon? Nah, still nothing.
Nah, tastes fine.
Yeah, you dilute these things down.
All right,
great.
let's taste this.
Get you a pull of that thing, see how it treats you. It smells great.
It does smell
smells
great.
like a great brute kind of IPA. It's got that dry, sort of floral, citrusy flavor. How's that treat you?
It's nice. It's dry. It's juicy and dry. I like that.
Ooh. This actually reminds me a lot of some of the stuff that we get from Pretentious.
Yeah.
Here in Knoxville, Tennessee.
They had a brute not long ago that was kind of like this.
And that like 3-legged snake or dank snake or whatever kind of tastes like this too.
Yep.
This is like, the aftertaste is extremely short, if that makes sense. It's kind of like...
It's real, it's a crisp flavor, and it's kind of gone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's refreshing.
I would drink this on or off a lawnmower.
I was gonna say, this is lawnmower beer right
Absolutely
here.
so, man. Yeah, I could knock back a few of these while you cut the grass.
Yeah, you get off of it, wiping your forehead.
Smoke the grass.
Yeah, that guy pulls up. Hey, it's 420. All
right. Well, you know, Steve, the subject of our show today is One Nightmare on Elm Street. Part 4, The Dream Master.
The Dream Master. Doesn't work.
No, it's not really quite the same.
Nope.
Yeah, The Warrior sounds so much more metal.
Dream Warriors.
Don't wanna dream no more.
Dick to dick.
I really wish they would have got some docking in this. That's one of my largest complaints about this movie.
That is a complaint,
No
but
docking.
this movie and music are good.
Mm-hmm.
The music in this
music are good.
Yeah. This music are good. This music big good.
Yeah.
Make happy noise.
Have large good.
Have large good.
That's our review. Rate and review on iTunes. And of course, this deals with that ever-present dream demon, Fred Krueger, who always be getting inside of these people's dreams.
Always up to no good.
Always up in them things, trying to get people killed by whatever scares them the most.
Whatever it be.
Steve, I would like to know a few things here as we slide on into the Preview Palace.
Welcome to the Preview Palace.
Steve, I first of all here, I want to know...
Tell me.
If you found yourself in a Fred Krueger movie...
Right.
And you were about to get killed...
Mm-hmm.
And it was like your dream sequence where Freddy is going to kill you...
Mm-hmm.
What is the sequence gonna be? How is he gonna make you meet your most feared demise in your place of eternal slumber?
Okay,
I got a few ideas of my own.
I got some too.
Yeah.
One, which he kind of did in Dream Warriors.
Okay.
Would be a needle kill. 'Cause
Okay.
I do not like needles going in my veins.
Mm-hmm.
So. Probably something where a bunch of needles went in my veins and I bled to death.
Quite needly, isn't it? Always quite pokey.
That's what Bobby UK would say.
Oh, yeah, well, Bobby UK, that's right. Okay, so you'd have a needling occur.
Yeah, I can imagine a needling, maybe like, or something to do with my throat.
Okay.
Anything, because I don't, you know when people have real prominent Adam's apples?
Oh, you and I have both talked about how
it's disgusting.
We can't even look at our own Adam's apples.
No.
It's the worst.
I don't want, why?
No.
Why? It's just like a fucking target. It's like, hit me here.
Yeah.
I'll
dude,
cease to breathe.
Did you ever have that fucking high school dickhead who would do the flick.
Just flick you in the fucking
that
throat.
guy.
Fuck you, dickhead.
The
I almost
worst.
said his name.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
So maybe you'd have like a needle throat combination. Maybe it's that kind of thing.
That sounds fun, yeah. That would probably
Stop
be
the damn match!
He's got a damn family. So yeah, I think it would either be a needle death or a throat thing, but I can imagine if it's just like, you know how some of them are just themed toward your personality, but really aren't about your fears.
Yeah, right. Maybe you drown in books, huh? 4 hours, huh? Yeah.
I would drown in books, or that 420 guy and I would get stoned and we'd die, man.
Drown in bong water, dude.
bro, drowning in bong water.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you heard that new Styx album? I don't think that exists.
Yeah, I don't know about that, sir.
Yeah, it came out in 93. It's right here.
You know, I think for myself, if Freddy was going to catch me at my worst and do some killing of me in my dream, I think that there would be some kind of combination. It'd be a combo dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Which this movie has some combo kills in it I want to talk about.
Combo break. Combo.
Yeah. I think that I would have a situation where maybe I wake up, right?
Uh-huh.
And I realize I'm in a very tight claustrophobic coffin.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so
you
it's
don't like this.
That's bad enough. I already dislike that.
What if as we zoom out, we find out the coffin's a guitar case?
Oh, shit. Hoisted on my own petard.
Damn. Keep going.
And I'm thinking maybe inside of there, maybe I've got a large quantity of like spiders or stinging insects.
Ooh.
I know.
That ain't no fun.
Because like classically, I say that spiders in the living world, in the waking realm,
right,
typically disturb me more. But I do find that I frequently have dreams where like there'll be like a wasp or a hornet or something like flying towards me or my hands, and like I can't move it, or like it'll land on my hands and I can't shake it off.
Right.
That happens in my dreams all the fucking time. Like probably once a month I have that dream.
That's interesting.
Yeah, or there'll be like one under the sheets and I can't kick it off of me or something like that. So it seems like a wasp or a stinging insect is something that I am like primordially afraid of. And then I think to make it worse too, it turns out that I'm not buried alive under the dirt. I think I'm buried under large quantities of mustard and onions.
Oh, right. You don't like delicious stuff. I forgot about that.
So
mustard, onions, pickles.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
You're a hot dog in a coffin.
Maybe that's, you know what? Let's just shortcut it. Maybe I wake up and I'm in a hot dog and I'm a hot dog in a tight bun.
Like, oh, this is all gross.
Yeah, exactly. And the bun is really constricting.
Everybody watching the movie is like, I don't get this death.
Yeah, why is this bad? And I'm watching it like in the fetal position, like, dear God. It's like it's reading my mind. It's worse than Hereditary.
He just stands by as you drown on mustard. That's it. He just watches.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah,
then makes
really,
some comment like,
if I was a hot dog, I'm all full of nitrates and nitrites, perhaps BHT and BHA.
Damn.
I don't approve of that whatsoever.
Who needs it?
I'm in a tight constricting bun. That's no good. And now that thinking about it, yeah, I would have all my worst things. Relish, which I hate. Yeah. A pickle, mustard and ketchup. Some sick people put mayonnaise on there.
Ketchup. You just pissed off everybody in Chicago.
I know.
Wow.
I think it would be like
because in Chicago you can't enjoy things.
Yeah, it's not
just
allowed.
like New York, where it's like that's not a fucking slice, and it's like I'm eating pizza.
It's great. Are you kidding?
Shut up.
It's fucking great. Yeah, I think you just summed it up. Maybe my worst fear is to be a hot dog. I think you really might have it there.
That is it. That's it. There is one other that I actually did just think of, but it's already in the movie. It's in the movie we're talking about today.
Invisible Karate.
Being an old waitress.
Yeah.
Just being like having a nightmare where I am in my 50s or 60s and I'm serving tables. And I'm suddenly a woman. That would suck because, like, you know, it's hard as hell to be a woman. Yeah. So fuck that.
Not making matters easier.
Yeah. And an older woman? That's really not helping me out.
Working in a diner.
God, people are going to be like, when are you going to have some babies? All the fucking time.
Oh, my Lord.
Nobody ever asked me that question.
It's true.
People ask my wife that question all the time.
Yeah, I know. How fucking annoying must that be?
That's real fucking annoying.
Yeah. Well, Steve, now that we've plumbed the depths of our own minds to figure out how Freddy is going to get rid of us.
Fears.
I would really like to get a second opinion on this.
Second opinion.
I'd like to know from a trusted, authoritative source how Freddy Krueger might kill us by taking a short quiz over on playbuzz.com.
Oh, Playbuzz.
This is created by Gary Jones. Scary Gary, he should have been called. Scary Gary. All right, Steve, what kind of sleeper are you? Are you an insomniac? You toss and turn, deep or light?
I toss and turn.
You're one of them tossers and turners
I've
heard about.
I turn, I do it all.
Oh, you old tosser.
I'm an old tosser.
Oh, he's an old tosser, ain't he?
He's an old tosser and a turnover, they say.
I'm one of them deep sleepers. I sleep real deep like. I get in that sleep and I just can't get on out.
I wish, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did I tell you about the dream I had the other night? I don't think I did.
Tell.
People that know me or listen to the show might know that oftentimes I say really stupid things in my sleep that I don't remember. And my wife will just report them to me and say, do you remember talking about such and such this morning? About yeah, no, never.
Emily
I never remember anything. Yeah, so Kate said the other morning, she wakes up, she's doing business on her phone and stuff. And I like roll over and I have like the biggest smile on my face and I like hug my pillow and just squeeze it like I'm just totally in heaven, right? Just so like loving.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you dreaming about? And I smile real big and I go, Italian food. And she goes, Italian food? And I go, it's a taste of the old country.
It is. It is.
And she asked me if I remembered what I had dreams about later on that day, and I was like, yeah, I was with somebody's like noni grandma, and she was bringing us like spaghetti and manicotti and like just endless waves of food. It was the best dream ever.
In real life, you were hugging the food. You were like, yes.
Yeah, manicotti. Taste of the old country, Steve. All right, next on the quiz.
Craven film, Ben.
All right.
The Hills Have Eyes. Scream. The Last House on the Left. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Man, these are a lot of good flicks. I think of these, though, I'm going to go with the original Elm Street. Still one of my favorites of all time. Still love the original.
I'm going to go with Scream.
Scream.
I hear them coming.
Scream's great. Is that your favorite Craven?
No.
Which is?
I'd say probably Nightmare, but I just wanted to pick something separate. But maybe it is. I think Nightmare and Scream are both really good movies.
Yeah,
Great movies. And Wes Craven, Hills Have Eyes is awesome, but
it's not one that's like a fun watch for me.
Yeah, it's not fun. And The Last House on the Left is torture.
Definitely not a fun, yeah.
No,
but I could put on
fun.
Elm Street or Scream and just watch them basically anytime. Yeah. Real fun watches.
Both great.
All right, so you pick a decade. You're going to pick the 70s, 80s, 2000s, or the 90s. What's your decade of choice?
70s, 80s, 2000s, or the 90s.
Yeah.
And, okay, so am I living as me now? Or am I living as me then? Because 70s, I wasn't.
I don't know if it's going to be like choose to live there. I'm just going to say favorite in terms of, I think pop culture, style, music, movies, yada yada, fashion, whatever.
I think I'd rather relive the 90s than relive the 2000s.
Yeah.
Though
2000s had not a lot of good things going on.
Yeah, there were some great things.
Justin Timberlake's noodle hair.
Yeah, women were having better hair than they did, and that everybody had the Rachel haircut for a while.
Right? Yeah.
But it had some, I don't know. The 90s also, or 2000s also had some real bad fucking fashion choices and shit. And 90s too, but the 90s weren't as extreme, I don't think.
Was it Mangelina Broly posted that thing the other day?
Yes.
Was all the crazy late 90s fashion stuff. I had forgotten about all this shit. I had forgotten
so much of it, and it was just why did we do that?
Yeah. A lot of the women's stuff
I didn't
just
do
made
that
no
stuff,
sense.
but it was just, what the hell?
Yeah. Where it was here's a really short skirt. I don't really want to wear it out. I don't know, put jeans under it.
Yeah, I remember that happening and always being that's a little weird. Sometimes it would be those dresses where it was just a sundress and it looked like maybe it was just a long shirt and it was maybe.
Yeah.
But you're wearing a dress over jeans.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't understand. And then there'd be all the other weird stuff remember those shirts that chicks wore that were that crinkly, it almost looked like a paper lantern material?
Uh-huh.
You remember that shit?
Yeah.
Just weird stuff.
Weird stuff.
Weird, wild stuff.
Weird, wild stuff.
All right, so which one are you choosing?
90s.
90s for you, huh? You gonna go get grungy.
Yeah.
You want to listen to that damn Nirvana.
Well, I'm just hoping that I can take back my knowledge with me so I can invest in stock market.
Yeah, invest in Apple.
20 years to
Netflix.
make a bunch of money.
Probably a good idea. I'm going to go 80s, obviously. Obviously, that's where Davy Stranger wants to go.
That is true, yeah. The 80s and 70s wouldn't be so bad for us.
Yeah.
I would be angry every day, I feel like. But I'm already angry every day, so what would change?
Well, but then you just go like see all the best movies in theaters and all your favorite bands in concert and do a ton of blow.
But then you go home and you can't do any of the cool stuff like sit on your phone and shit or...
You're on blow.
That's true.
It doesn't even matter.
And because you know all this stuff, you can blow everybody else's mind.
Yeah.
One day, man, we're going to have phones that are like fucking TVs. and they'll be like, the size of TVs? Or like, no, the size of a phone. But it's a TV. It's in your hand and you can talk to the world with it.
They'll be like, cocaine is really bad for your brain.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
That's just crazy talk.
I'm going to go get in my Mazda and drive off.
Reagan,
78 cents a gallon for me.
Reaganomics, am I right?
Pet rock, everybody. What is your biggest vice?
My biggest vice.
Too much TV, sleeping late, being bossy.
Oh.
Daydreaming.
Oh, definitely sleeping late. I could get so much more shit. I'm addicted to sleep. I could get so much more shit done if I didn't wake up and hit snooze about 1,000,000 times. Pretty much every day.
Faces, you're addicted to sleep.
Might as well.
Lazily strumming guitars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, it's probably daydreaming.
Okay.
Because I come up with so many ideas.
You're just old silly heart.
That if I actually like, instead of daydreaming about them, like just made them happen.
Ah, right.
I'd be doing better.
Is that how people do stuff?
I think so. Like they're daydreaming and they're like, "Oh, I should like get a result from that,
and then do it,
and then do it." And
interesting.
And then we're like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." Yeah. What if I was like, I don't know, famous or something?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh man, I can think of all the cool things I'd do.
Let's just start a podcast.
Let's just start a podcast.
All right, Steve. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? You got 4 choices here: super strength,
gotcha,
invisibility. Incredible good looks. That's not a superpower.
Yeah, I
or
already got that one.
Flight.
Super strength, flight, and invisibility are
pretty good powers.
Flight is one that anybody who's really thought about the actual ramifications of being able to fly.
Yeah.
It seems like probably wouldn't work out well if a human could fly.
You're at least getting a lot of bugs in your teeth.
Yeah.
Probably hitting some birds, Fabio style.
Right.
Smashing a goose with your face.
You'd have to fly low and then like...
It's cold up there.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with, I think, invisibility.
Yeah?
Because I can't think of a real negative to just suddenly being invisible.
You could watch people farting on the toilet.
Holy shit, you could.
Yeah.
Damn.
Uh-huh. And then you like slap them on the ass and then run away, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's what you did.
Giggling the whole way. They're like, your voice isn't invisible.
Yeah, I can hear you. Shit. There's only one person in the world that can turn invisible. Steve, get the fuck out of here.
I can feel your presence. Just because you're invisible doesn't mean that in this bathroom I can't tell there's someone else here.
I think of these choices here, I think I would go with a flight. Sure, I'll get a little wind burn.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I'm already
also,
super
sunburn's
strong.
an issue. You're gonna need to lube up.
Okay, yeah. That's true. That is true. I am prone to sun damage, so that would be problematic. I'll fly in the shade.
Whoa, shit!
Only
like
in
the 300s.
Exactly.
Then we'll fight in the shade.
All right,
the one thing that upset me about that movie was how often they broke ranks to fight.
Oh, there was only one thing that upset you about that movie.
That was it. Just the one thing.
Otherwise, flawless.
Otherwise, wonderful movie. Pick a bedtime story, Ben.
Okay.
Oh, The Places You'll Go.
That's a classic.
Goodnight Moon. Alice in Wonderland. That's more like a couple daytime story.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's an entire novel.
It takes somebody a long time to get to sleep.
Goosebumps. Just one of them?
Yeah, just a goosebump.
Pick a goosebump.
I'm gonna go with The Goodnight Moon. That was always one of my jams when I was a kinder kid.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would go with Alice in Wonderland because I always didn't want to go to sleep as a kid.
Yeah, so let's stay up for 8 hours while somebody reads his book to me. All right, next.
Pick a classic horror movie monster.
Ooh.
Frankenstein. Creature from the Black Lagoon, Nosferatu, and the Wolfman.
Oh, that werewolf.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna go with the Nosferatu. I got the easy choice right there. I get to pick the OG baddie.
I'm gonna go with Frankenstein because I like him.
Yeah, that's your guy.
He's one of my favorite literary characters. Because he's really representative of us all.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, we're all just sort of smashed together of bits and pieces. Anyway.
All right, Steve, what is your dream gerb? You're going to be a film director?
Yes, that's it.
A famous actor?
Okay.
A king? Or a professional napper?
Film director.
Film director. That's your jam, huh?
Yeah. I didn't even have to, choose of the four.
Yeah.
That's
Easy right
Very
there.
simple.
Well, if you're going to direct, I'm going to act for you.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be a famous actor underneath my director friend.
Well, let's get this porn started then.
Wait,
I didn't say I wasn't directing porno films.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's all solo, though, so don't worry.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's just me watching you jerk off.
Oh, man.
Pick a sweater, Ben.
Okay.
You got Bluto from Animal House wearing the college sweater.
Uh-huh.
You got Mr. Rogers wearing his cute little cardigan there. Mm-hmm. You got a kitty cat sweater for Christmas.
Yeah.
And you got Freddy Krueger's sweater.
I got to go with that Freddy Krueger sweater,
That's pretty
man.
dope.
I've gotten in that habit. You know, I always used to make fun of, my father-in-law, because he loves fly fishing, and he started buying every article of clothing he owns has fly fishing stuff on it,
Right.
like fish or rods or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, oh, you just wear your hobbies when you're old, huh? And now it's my entire wardrobe consists of either band shirts or horror
stuff
movie
with guitars on it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, or horror movie stuff.
Yeah.
Everything I own now. So.
All of your underwear is just covered in gore.
Exactly right. Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I would go with that old man sweater because I already wear old man sweaters anyway.
That's true. You rock a sexy cotty.
I do, man. I like them.
Sexy cotty.
So I go with that.
All right. What's your most frequent dream, Steve?
Most frequent dream.
Is it where you're famous?
Uh-huh.
Is it a nightmare? It's a nightmare. Is it a dream where you're flying?
Okay.
Or can't tell you, too sexy?
Oh, well, I guess of these four, I don't have nightmares very often. I've only flown in dreams a couple of times.
Yeah.
I don't really ever have dreams where I'm famous, so I guess I'm going to say can't tell you, too sexy.
Ooh, too sexy.
Too sexy.
You know, honestly, of all of these choices, I don't really ever have dreams where I'm famous.
Uh-huh.
I rarely have dreams when I'm flying. I think nightmare is probably the most common occurrence of all of these, because I usually don't remember my dreams. I usually don't remember what I've been dreaming about and stuff, so I can't even say sexy time. So yeah, I think actually nightmare is the most common among those. I don't have a lot, but it's just more than those.
I do often have sex dreams that aren't sex dreams, sex is happening in them, but my experience of it is just that it's an occurrence. And it's not fun for me.
Yeah.
So I do have fun sex dreams, of course, but most of them are just mundane.
Yeah, pretty ordinary stuff.
Doing the sex, I guess.
Going through the motions, I guess.
So, Ben, I got TV to the head.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
That's me.
What's the descriptor you got?
It says
here?
you spend far too much time in front of the old fuzz box.
The boob tube.
That is true.
Booby tubey.
Sooner or later, you'll fall asleep, and your favorite show will become your worst nightmare.
Oh my god!
It doesn't say the bitch part, but
you added that part.
Yeah, I added that.
Okay. Mine is in birth tub.
In birth tub.
In birth tub. You're a creative type, and you don't mind a good scare. In fact, you can see the art in it when it's good. But your mistake is thinking that when you leave the movie theater, you're safe. Don't get too comfortable. How sweet, fresh meat. See ya in your sleep. Wow. Deep thoughts.
Way to go, Scary Bones.
Man, Scary Gary.
A.K.A. Gary Jones.
Scary Gary, man. He figured us out, Steve.
He did. I feel like he really cut to the core of me.
Yeah, he got down to the very fibers of our being, of how we might shuffle loose our mortal coils.
Maybe so.
So, Steve, have you ever seen Nightmare on Elm Street for the Drum Merster?
Can you imagine if this entire time up to this point, we've talked about Nightmare a million times. If I had seen all the other ones, but not this one. I was just like, I don't know.
I'm ready for the Dream Master now. It seemed too scary before.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for Freddy. So I saw this probably when it came out, when it came out on VHS.
1988 was the release.
I think I remember my brother went and saw it.
Yeah.
He would have been about 10 or 11.
Seems like a real brother kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just remember we rented it when it came out. It was, by that time, me and my cousins were, in love with Freddy and Jason.
Yeah.
So we were going to see it no matter what. And this one is a fun one.
Who did you think would win in a fight back then, Freddy or Jason?
I legit never thought about it.
Yeah?
Legit. Just never even considered the two of them fighting. It wasn't until I was a teenager.
They'd be friends. I know they'd be friends. I know about them.
Yeah.
Don't talk about them that way.
Because Jason is a child, and you know how Freddy feels about kids, so...
Oh. Think he would have diddled Jason?
Jason's wormy cock.
Yeah, Jason's wormy little dingus. Maybe that's what happens.
That'd be gross.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it until I was like a teenager and somebody asked, and I was like, huh. I feel like Freddy would win.
He's a supernatural being.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Jason is. He has physical form.
Yeah. Whereas Freddy, he can be brought into the real world, but otherwise... he's pretty much impossible for Jason to get to.
Yeah, and Jason couldn't possibly say the completely arbitrary children's nursery rhyme that reminds him of how to...
that would make him then see his reflection.
Exactly.
And the souls inside of him would do something.
Yeah, and he doesn't know anything about the Balinese dream technique.
It's real weird that's not, you know what I noticed in this? Because, in the past, they've had, classroom scenes.
Yeah.
But it's always been the thing that's being said in the background is tangentially related to dreams. In this, they just have Bob Shea talking about dreams.
Yeah. He's like, there's a good gate, there's a bad gate. I don't know.
What high school class is this?
Yeah.
I don't remember a single class in which we discussed dreams and how to control them. Did they cover that in homeschool?
You never had Lucid Dreaming 101, dude?
Oh, that's a homeschool class.
That was a requirement in homeschool, man. We're all fucking dream masters for sure. Yeah, that is kind of strange to think about it that way.
Yeah.
So, did you like this movie when you saw it as a kid?
Yeah. This is if you showed this to any kid at any
it'd be cool
era, they'd be like, "Oh, it's awesome," because it's Freddy's the hero of this movie.
Yeah.
Rennie Harlan said that specifically, that he wanted to make Freddy the hero. He knew that's what teenagers loved.
Yeah. This is the first time Robert Englund got top billing in the credits and stuff, too. It's very obvious it's his movie.
Yeah, he becomes the full-on Freddy quipster in this. Mm-hmm. He puts on sunglasses. At one point, he's just like, I'm fucking cool.
Yeah.
Whatever. Bring it on.
I know what you mean. Yeah, if you were a kid and you saw this, it's such a bright and vivid and colorful movie.
It's real, it's a kinetic movie. That's how Robert Englund described this as different from the previous Nightmares, is that this movie is a kinetic, very physical movie in relation to the others where... there'd be physical interactions from time to time. There's always something going on. There's always some movement, something happening.
Yeah,
really
the camera's
keeps your
moving,
attention. Yeah.
Something is exploding.
Yeah.
There's light, there's smoke, there's all kinds of stuff. It honestly looks a lot like a music video. It looks like a late 80s music video.
That's what I wrote a few times, is that this looks like a series of music videos.
Yeah, absolutely so.
Whenever Alice is having her daydream where she's yelling at her dad, I could just hear fucking, "We are young, no one can tell us we're wrong."
It would work. It would absolutely work.
Yeah. You could cut the words from so many scenes, and the action is conveying story.
You could have Deb working out under "You're the best." Then her arms break.
Yeah, then her arms break. Oh! But instead, she's working out to "Put 'em on, put 'em on, put 'em on." I don't know what that song was, but
I love it.
It was great.
But I love it.
But this movie is a music movie. It's not only looks like a music video, it's full of music. And we're talking this is an era where this was starting to become a thing, where the idea that a horror movie can also be full of popular music and also be kind of bright and fun.
Yeah.
In a way different way than they'd been up to this point.
Yeah.
And that's why, Ben, I have a theory. That this is the Scream. This is the origination of Scream.
Welcome to Steve's Conspiracy Corner, Steve. You got a lot of explaining to do, Steve.
I got some explaining to do.
All right, tell me.
I want to be in the show. Body Vita Vegemite. Was that it?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it.
Okay, so this movie, but no different than the part 3, having a bunch of teenagers. But in this case, a bunch of teenagers at school being relaxed, being fun and cute.
Breezy even.
Yeah, breezy. It really reminded me of the Scream fountain scene.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
So when they're all outside the school, it's very much like the Scream fountain scene. Like
that.
Yeah.
Clap, 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 clap. Yeah.
So it also has going for it that it has some meta elements. The dog is named Jason.
Okay, yeah.
Jason Voorhees. There's a Freddy Jaws reference.
Yes. Okay, when he's on the beach and there's the jaw claw. Yeah.
So there's some knowledge of horror movies exhibited in the movie.
Could I toss a few more onto that pile while you're at it too? It's very obviously aware of the Hellraiser franchise as well. Freddy had previously said "Come to Freddy" in movies, but he blatantly changed it to "Come to Daddy" in this.
Right, which is Pinhead.
Yeah.
Well, that was not Pinhead, but Frank.
Yeah. But it's straight out of Hellraiser.
Straight out of Hellraiser. A crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
And there's also like all those chains hanging down in the boiler room, which is just straight up fucking Hellraiser. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
Or Alien. There's also that chain room in the first Alien as well. So I don't know. I guess Alien did it first. Yeah. So
there are a lot of sort of meta references to other horror movies and stuff,
which I hadn't thought about until you pointed it out. But yeah.
And it introduces the real awesome concept of the slasher himself being the hero of the movie, being the one you're cheering for.
Right. Yeah, even though he's killing off all these kids and stuff, you just can't help but love him. He's a scamp.
Which is, I mean, that's Scream all the way. Like, the whole what time, you're like, who's he going to get next? Like, what's going to happen next? You're wanting to know who it is, but more than that, you just want to see another cool kill. Like, So it has a lot of those elements. But, I mean, again, it's certainly not Scream. It's not like... It doesn't acknowledge horror movies outright. It doesn't, talk about the rules of being in a horror movie and stuff. So it doesn't get overly meta, but it does. It's like on the way there. You can see where Wes Craven, who said that he really liked Rennie Harlin's direction with this and what he did with it.
I was wondering about that.
Which, and if you like you've seen the Never Sleep Again, the documentary where they talk about everyone. He doesn't seem to be very into many of the sequels.
No, definitely not.
He had a little bit to do with Dream Warriors, but I don't think he ever said any high praise for it. But he said specifically he liked what Rennie Harlin did with the series. So like he was aware of it and seeing it, and I think a smart director was like, hey, wait a minute, we can move this even further. We can push this more. We can get even cuter kids with bigger names and shit like that, and then boom, we got Scream.
I can see that.
And it's not that far. I mean, it's only 8 years apart.
Yeah.
So it's not like a major
8
jump.
years, really?
Yeah, 88 to 96.
Holy shit. Golly, man. It's weird when you think about how different just the look of those movies is.
Yes.
Like even just the fashion choices and music choices and stuff.
Brooke Thies's hair in this, the weightlifter girl.
Yeah.
Her hair
it's 80s as fuck. Yeah.
Like gigantic.
Yeah. Total like Whitesnake hair.
Yes.
Bad ass.
And she's wearing spandex workout clothes and a leather jacket with a spiked leather bracelet. What?
Like you do.
What
like
fashion is this?
The first time I saw this was years ago whenever old Brandon Suttles, my good buddy B. Suttles, showed me the entire Elm Street franchise, and I was like in college, I guess early in college and stuff. And I remember liking this one and be like, yeah, this is one of the better ones in the series. And that's kind of how it sort of has always stayed in my mind, where it's like, it's fine. It's pretty good.
It doesn't have the major problems that some of the others have.
Yeah. After
it does have problems, but...
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, Dream Warriors is really great.
Yeah.
And the step down from Dream Warriors to this is
not a major one.
You know, I'm not gonna say it's a minor step down. I'm gonna say it's a solid step down, not a nosedive.
It's a lesser step down than the others, perhaps.
Yeah, just a steep
step. Because it really
step.
goes downhill with the Dream Child.
Yeah, Dream Child is just like, fuck making a movie that makes sense.
Right.
Well, I don't know.
Well, and here's the thing. Okay, so I want to talk about the production of this movie just to get into how miraculous I think this movie actually is.
It's kind of crazy that it turned out as good as it did.
Yes.
What do you consider the circumstances?
It is. So, this movie, the release date of this movie was announced before they had a script.
Oh, and this damn movie came out, wasn't it like 8 months after Dream Warriors? Like, it was less than a year after Dream Warriors.
They already had a poster for the movie before they started shooting it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
This is kind of like the whole, like, they made up the Masters of the Universe before they even figured out who the Masters of the Universe were.
Right.
Like, who are they exactly?
Yeah. So, in 1988, as we mentioned a couple episodes ago, there was a writer's strike.
Yeah.
WGA writer's strike. This movie was made during that. Meaning the writers who wrote this handed them a script and then basically went to picket.
See you later.
See you guys. Won't be writing anymore until this is over.
Which that's usually a recipe for disaster because you can't really like rewrite anything that's there.
Right. So the only people who can rewrite are the people on the set. And those people don't understand story usually as well.
Yeah.
Directors can maybe, but like they don't usually have the same idea of what a movie should be as a writer maybe. And that's why they're not a writer. They're something else. They're an important part of the movie, but they're not the writer.
Yeah.
And so basically Rennie Harlan said that the script they gave him was more of an outline. So they were making stuff up on set every single day. They were making things up.
Yeah. Filling in the gaps.
They had 6 weeks to make this movie.
That is not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time.
Especially considering how special effects heavy this is.
It's extremely heavy on special effects. So 6 weeks, they're making this movie, and the guy that they get to make it, Rennie Harlan.
Well, he had already carved out a huge name for himself in American cinema by then.
Everybody knew him in Hollywood so well that he was living in a flea bag motel and didn't have enough money to even call his mom in Finland.
Yeah.
And he showed up at the offices of New Line Cinema 5 times trying to get Bob Shaye to hire him to do something. And finally, they give him this movie. Now,
I mean, do you think that he was just taking advantage of the writer's strike? He's like, I know they're in a bad place. This is my chance.
That's genius, though.
Oh, yeah,
that
absolutely.
Is genius if he
yeah.
did it. I guarantee you they approached bigger names for this. A lot of bigger names weren't taking stuff as like solidarity with the writers or were working on other projects that they planned on maybe getting into production once the strike was over. But also, Patricia Arquette left this movie because she wanted a little bit more money and he wouldn't give it to her.
There's a lot of, where it's like, oh, she was pregnant. No, she wanted more money. There's a lot of like conflicting stories about that.
But Bob Shaye didn't want to spend any more money on this than he had to.
Which is crazy because, I mean, dude, the previous movies had been cash cows.
Yeah, the Dream Warriors made $43 million off of like a $8 million budget.
Yeah.
And, it was $5 million. And this one got a $13 million budget.
$13 million? That's it?
That's it.
That's something, dude, just not to get too sidetracked here, but that's one of those things I just can't figure out. Like, whenever you watch Never Sleep Again,
right?
Which, by the way, if you haven't, listeners,
it's great.
Oh, God,
it's on Shudder.
So good.
It's 4 hours.
It's huge.
You won't get bored.
Yeah, it's amazing. But it's like, every time they do, go from like one installment of the series to the next, it's like... And by the end of it, we had made money hand over fist. With a budget of $10 million, we made $150 bajillion. And then it's like, and now it came time to make the sequel. Well, we didn't really have any money, so it's like, what the fuck happened? You just told me you made like $100 million. Where did the money go?
Bob Shaye's pretty brilliant in that. He basically and Robert Englund says this in that documentary. That basically at that time, if you got into the New Line family, like they treated you like family. They would put you in everything. Yeah. So Robert Englund's in a bunch of other movies like The Mangler and 976 Evil and stuff like that. All these are New Line movies. And a lot of the other actors that were in stuff in tons of other New Line movies. So basically, he was smart in like working a way to get his actors and his directors and stuff all feeling like part of the family.
Yeah.
Willing to work on smaller budgets and then make outrageous amounts of money. But then he was lying to these He's like basically just telling them we don't have any money, and they had tons of fucking money.
I mean, seriously, where the fuck did it all go?
Yeah.
There's no way.
But this is interesting. I actually just started thinking about this because this movie was the highest grossing one until Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, this movie made money hand over fist.
It made $49 million. That's not
made
a
how
lot.
much?
$49 million is a lot over budget because their budget was only $13 million.
Yeah, but
that's
actually not that much.
That's not that much money. They made $45 million on the third one.
Yeah, DreamWorks.
With $5 million less in the budget.
Wow.
So raising their budget more didn't help. So the next few, they lowered the budget again because raising the budget didn't
make them more money.
It just the gross was higher, but they weren't making actually more money. These movies actually never made a lot of money.
Yeah.
This is the third highest grossing horror movie franchise, but
the third highest.
Yeah, a huge portion of that came from Freddy vs. Jason and the Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
So,
which made more money because ticket prices are higher.
I'm guessing the other two highest grossing would be like Saw, because there's a million of them.
Yeah, Saw's not higher. It's
really,
yeah.
Paranormal Activity is on there.
No, not higher.
Really?
Either. Yeah. The Friday the 13th series has made a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they've had more movies.
Sure. Yeah.
They've had like 3 more movies, I think.
Yeah.
And it's only a little bit more. And then the Silence of the Lambs Hannibal Lecter series.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I have a harder time thinking of that as like a horror franchise, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But none of them, aside from Silence of the Lambs, like when you add up how much money all of the Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street movies had made.
Yeah.
You get somewhere close to $400 and something million. Get Out made $222 million.
Off of one movie?
Off of one movie.
I mean, that's what the first Avengers made more than that.
Yeah.
Like Infinity War made way more than that.
Here's why I started thinking about this, Ben.
Whoa.
Because I recently was looking at our top 50 episodes.
Okay.
Just trying to get some information from, trying to figure out like what people seem to like more, what people want to listen to more.
Yeah.
Out of that top 50, and we've only done 105 episodes, we've done 3 Nightmare on Elm Streets and 3 Friday the 13th. 1 Nightmare on Elm Street is in the top 50 and 1 Friday the 13th, and they're both below 40.
Whoa.
These movies
I would never have guessed that.
These movies aren't as popular as we think they are.
What the fuck?
When horror movie fans think about these movies, we think these movies made tons of money and everybody knows them and wants to know more about them.
They're household names.
They're not.
How strange is that?
Freddy Krueger is a household name.
Right, yeah.
The movies aren't. People loved Freddy Krueger. They were calling his 900 number and watching his music videos.
Yeah.
But they weren't going to see the movies.
Well, it was one of those things that was kind of inescapable.
Yeah, it was just everywhere.
Yeah,
like
sounds like Chucky dolls and stuff like that. Like even if your mom had never seen Child's Play, but she knew what Chucky was, right? And she probably called it the Chucky movie.
Yes,
well,
obviously.
Probably also called Perfect Strangers Balky. Classic.
You remember the Balky show? Came on after Urkel.
Exactly right. But before Tool Time.
It did. It was before Tool Time, after Urkel.
God, that fucking Thanks,
show.
Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
That's really odd, though, because, I would not think that those numbers would reflect as badly as what you're saying.
I know. And the thing is that, seriously, without Freddy vs. Jason and the remake, it's really not a lot of money overall.
No kidding.
For, 8 movies?
Yeah.
Before that?
One of the most beloved franchises in horror history.
Well, at least we think so. But
maybe not.
When it comes down to it, is it?
Wow.
Or did Freddy really make his mark on home video?
Okay, yeah, there's that too.
A lot of horror in that time really was, especially the late 80s, they were really seeing the value of VHS.
Yeah.
So, were they making enough money on that back end to really cement the idea that these movies are an institution and most people have seen them? Because honestly, if we go by ticket sales, very few people have seen them.
Apparently.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
That is really crazy. I had no idea.
Mind blown.
Huh.
Anyway, so Rennie Harlan.
So he just kind of like begged his way into being the director of this movie, which is crazy to me to think that, you know, again, 1, 2, 3, they had some hits. They knocked them out of the park with those. And then they're like, well, who can we get to direct the follow-up to like the most successful one in the series so far?
That kid who comes by and smells and we're worried might starve to death.
And probably doesn't even speak English.
His English wasn't amazing back then. His English is fine now. Like, when he's in interviews, he's fine. But he hadn't been in America extremely long.
Well, from what I understand, they basically said that they hired him because he seemed like a big, young, strong guy with a lot of energy, and they knew that this thing was just going to be a marathon shoot.
Yeah, you're going to be working 24 hours a day for 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's like Martin Scorsese is not going to do that.
No. Why would he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's too big to do that.
Right.
But somebody that's like young and hungry will do something that ridiculous for not much return because he's young and hungry. He probably was literally very hungry back then too.
Yeah. So Rennie Harlan. What is Rennie Harlan?
He is an enigma, is he not?
He is enigmatic.
He's had some hits.
He's had some real hits and he's had some major misses.
He's had, in fact, the biggest box office miss
of all time at the time. Yeah.
Cutthroat Island,
Cutthroat Island. He just bombed, and then recently he made a movie in China.
Oh, really?
That, despite government mandates that it be shown in all theaters in the country, nobody went to see it.
No shit.
And it was like an outrageous amount of money spent on it.
And it just bombed like fucking crazy. Yeah, Cutthroat Island, dude, the budget was like $190 million and it made like $10 million.
It was ridiculous.
Like they wasted over $180 million fucking dollars on that. I maintain that movie's not that bad.
Well, see, the thing is that actually wasn't his fault at all. Carol Co. had the rights to distribute that movie and they were going out of business.
Yeah.
The people who made the movie and spent all that money on it then handed over to Carol Co. to advertise it, and they didn't.
Okay.
So nobody knew the movie was coming out. How are you going to be excited to go see it if you have no idea it exists?
Okay, that is a point.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But
he also made Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
Which is, I hate. He's been nominated 5 times for the Golden Razzie for Worst Director. Yeah, he's racked up
a lot of those things, man. He did a Cliffhanger or something,
didn't he? Cliffhanger, which earned a ton of money. I can't imagine how a movie about someone who climbs exists.
Yeah.
Like, climbing is interesting. Yeah, sure.
I think he did the Long Kiss Goodnight too, right?
He did Long Kiss Goodnight, which
is not bad.
It isn't bad, and the thing is, it didn't do great at the box office. It did good, but not great.
That's when he and Gina Davis were like an item, and I think they
were married for a while. Yeah. I don't know. He's had so many misses. He had that Hercules movie that came out alongside the Rock Hercules movie.
That was his? I remember being very confused by all that.
Yeah, like, why are there 2 Hercules movies coming out?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How does he keep getting to make movies?
That's what I don't understand.
I'm not saying he's that bad. I'm just saying if you've collectively lost probably close to $1 billion on your movies.
I wanted to add it up, but I just didn't have the time. I wanted to add up how much his movies have cost and how much they've earned. Because some of his movies have earned extreme amounts of money.
Yeah.
And some of them have cost extreme amounts of money.
But there's some of those guys that's just like, man, you swing and you miss once and you're
out. Yeah,
you're done.
Oh yeah, if you're a woman director,
it's over.
If you swing and you hit, you might be out.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, how is he made? I don't know. Like,
you think he's got some blackmail information on some people or something?
Somebody touched his dick at an office party at some point, and he was just like,
you will let me make my movies now.
you will do this.
We'll let him make his movies now. We'll let him do it. Fine.
It must have been Bob Shea.
Probably.
Like, because who else would it have been that would have worked out for him?
Right.
Like, it had to have been somebody way up.
It had to be.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, I do get it, because if he really, like, if it really was just no underhanded whatever, just like no other director would take this.
Yeah.
This kid keeps showing up. Just fuck it. We'll give him this franchise that makes tons of money for us and just let him direct it. If it really was just that, and then people were like, well, fuck, he made money on that, we'll give him other stuff.
Yeah.
okay, but I don't know how no one along the way has been like, this is a real big risk. This guy,
that guy's blown it like 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
We could get somebody safer for sure. Anyway, in addition to his directing and like we said, Robert Englund getting top billing and stuff, I'm gonna say the real stars of this movie to me are, for one, the sets.
Yeah.
The sets look absolutely fabulous, man. Of course, it's still all practical and stuff at this point, not any CGI or anything in there. The sets of this look great. We get some callback stuff to Dream Warriors whenever they're in the old Elm Street home, Nancy's old house and stuff. Yeah. It's got that decrepit rundown kind of thing going.
No gross ass food like part 3. But
no pig.
Yeah.
No pig dinner. Ugh. Oh, well. But it does look absolutely fantastic. And I kept noticing all kinds of other fun stuff on the sets where like let's say the boiler room set and stuff like that, right? Well, shit, I think even it was maybe during one of the hospital or ambulance scenes, they played around with colored light a lot.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there's like a lot of green and red, which reminded me of Suspiria.
Yeah. And just remind me of like Freddy's sweater. It kind of like alerted you that you were in a dream. Whenever the lights would be like green and red.
Did you notice that overhead shot in the classroom that the tile is some sort of forced perspective thing?
Very,
so it
very
looks
Escher
like,
kind of looking, right? Yeah, that's cool stuff. And just like clever. And you could tell that they were having fun. They were tossing a lot of just cool ideas around. Of course, it's not all perfect or anything like that.
No.
But there's some fun stuff that they toyed around with the sets on this. And of course, the special effects in this one are absolutely fantastic. Yeah. And we got our homeboy Screaming Mad George to thank.
Screaming Mad George. Yeah, we haven't really ever talked much about Screaming Mad George, but he's worked on a bunch of movies we've done, including Predator and Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
And a movie we've talked about a few times, Society, which is like his big starring role.
He got to do some creative things in that
some
movie.
real creative shit. Screaming Mad George is directly responsible for the cockroach look in this and a lot of the other stuff that happens, but like specifically the end where the souls are reaching out and stuff. That it looks very like Society, and then watch Society, and it's like, oh yeah, it's obviously
all
the same
that like
guy.
Stretching flesh and stuff like that looks very similar to what he did in Society.
Screaming Mad George is a Japanese makeup artist who and gave himself that name.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wait,
and he's a strange
Japanese?
person. He's Japanese. His name is Joji.
What?
Yes.
I had no idea.
He moved to America after college, I think, and then started doing makeup effects on music videos.
Really?
And got attention and became who he is. I mean, he did most of Brian Yuzna's awesome-ass movies. So,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
He started
also a very strange person.
Really young when he started doing this stuff,
really
right? Seems like a lot of these great special effects guys start when they're like kids.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you go on YouTube and look up special effects artists, you'll see some fucking 16, 17, 8-year-olds that'll blow your mind with what they can do. Like, Screaming Mad George, he's great. We'll talk about him a lot more when we do Society.
Yeah,
because that's like he's the star of that movie.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'll say the only bad special effect in this is when Freddy gets that like hole blown in him.
Oh, yeah, it didn't look great.
That looks pretty fake. That's the kind of thing where it's just like, yeah, you could have just taken that out.
Yeah.
That would have been fine. Yeah, but overall, special effects in this, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Soundtrack in this,
awesome.
Also awesome. I love that they used the original theme and stuff from the first movie, which I think was absent from 2, and I can't remember if it was in Dream Warriors or not. I want to say it wasn't.
Okay.
But I love that original Elm Street
it's
theme.
Awesome.
I think it's really awesome.
Also, that Dramarama song.
Hell yeah.
It's an awesome song.
Now, like you said, this was just like so fucking late 80s.
Yeah.
It hurts in terms of that soundtrack and stuff.
It's great, man.
Sinead
Billy
O'Connor.
Idol.
Oh, yeah, Billy Idol on there too.
Man, I'm digging it. I mean, not every song on there is great, but it sounds like the time. Like, it really captures the time.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, like, a good soundtrack, like, you know, a Quentin Tarantino soundtrack captures the feel of the movie just perfectly.
Yeah.
This one doesn't capture the feel of the movie, but it captures the feel of 1988.
Yeah.
And really sets this movie in that era.
You kind of blew my mind earlier when you mentioned that Nightmare on My Street was like not really a licensed thing. I
DJ Jazzy
no
Jeff
idea
and
about
the Fresh
that.
Prince wrote Nightmare on My Street. They had hopes of getting it on the Nightmare on Elm Street soundtrack. but then New Line didn't buy it, probably asking for some amount of money.
Yeah.
Bob Shea was like, we don't have money. Absolutely. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what money? So they went with the Fat Boys instead.
So they went with the Fat Boys instead. But I mean, Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff still released their song because like you can sing about a movie if you want to.
Right, yeah.
Who was it that sang that E.T. song? The Heartlight? Fuck, who did Heartlight?
I don't
know. Neil Diamond, maybe.
Yeah?
I think it was Neil Diamond.
Once again, that same guy is now like in his Neil Diamond t-shirt, surrounded by his Neil Diamond vinyl.
Still jerking off.
Slamming his fist. Yeah, exactly. He's moved on.
But yeah, like, so they wrote the song about it, and then they were like, oh, we'll release it, and then they made a video.
Yeah.
And in the video, they have this, like, he doesn't look anything like Freddy, really. He's just wearing a glove that doesn't look like Freddy's glove, really, but kind of does.
Scary Terry.
He's not even Scary Terry. He's more like neighborly Ned.
Okay, yeah.
With the glove.
Glove guy.
He's just some dude. But like New Line ended up suing them and getting that video removed from MTV. And I'll tell you, you can watch it now. It's on YouTube. Just look it up. You can watch the video. If you watch it now and you think about YouTube videos and fair use, there's no way that if you took that case to court these days,
it would stand up.
Yeah, it would stand up. They'd be like, what the fuck? It's not Freddy.
Yeah.
If it were Freddy, you'd have an issue.
Right.
But it's just a guy. Like, you can write songs about other people's movies and not rip them off. And they didn't rip them off. But still, 80s court was like, New Line's got a lot of money. And Bob Shea was like, no, we don't.
Yeah, what money?
What money?
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's 80s as fuck, man.
Yeah.
This movie is just completely covered in so many things that just timestamp it. Of just like stuff that your average suburban American white kid was interested in the 80s. And that's not limited to karate.
Man,
the way of the open hand.
Rick is... he's the teenager I thought I would be when I was 6.
Hell yeah, swinging chucks.
And then when I was a teenager, I was like, that dude's a fucking dork.
Fuck that guy.
What is he? Well, they're like, what is he wearing all the time?
Big
what
jackets.
does he put in his fucking hair? Like,
I have no idea.
What is that?
Yeah.
And like, he's wearing a trench coat at one point.
Yeah. Big jacket.
The guy's a great actor and obviously like really got into the role. But because like in the documentary, he's talking about like all that martial arts stuff, that was him.
Yeah, he really studied
and I was
shit.
like, yeah, just looking at you. Yeah, I know that was you.
You're a fucking nerd.
Yes. Isn't it weird that only nerds learned how to fight when we were in like teenage years?
Yeah, they got really into samurai swords and bow staffs and stuff like that.
It's crazy. But yeah, so karate. Karate's like karate, sharks, and dinosaurs are the 80s for me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But we also had a waterbed.
Waterbed.
What's more 80s than a fucking waterbed?
It's not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing as far as I'm concerned. You ever slept on a waterbed?
Yes, I had a waterbed all through high school.
Oh, is it good?
No.
It's bad.
Fuck a waterbed.
I just imagine, especially as a tosser or turner, you probably roll over.
Worst. I ended up like rolling into the like side, like in between a lot. Yeah.
Plus, like the whole ordeal of, I never really understood how you fill them up or when you have to move them, how you empty them.
Oh, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Just a water hose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still garden hose.
Yeah. Surprisingly easy. The one major problem with it is that it's extremely uncomfortable and doesn't serve its purpose as a bed.
Those are things I don't look for when purchasing a sleeping apparatus.
It was not great. No.
You know what I love in a bed? Uncomfortability.
Yeah, fuck it.
It was
I want my bed to wake me up if I move. Yeah. I want it to be like, oh, your tiny movement? Wave. Kamehameha.
We have an Urkel character.
We do. We have the black nerd.
Yeah,
who,
but this time it's a girl. It's totally different than Urkel.
That is true. She that might be original-ish at this point. I can't.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when Family Matters like started.
Well, Family Matters would have been 89.
Yeah,
but Urkel wasn't really the star of Family Matters until season 2.
Okay, all right.
He just kind of dropped in season 1. So
this influenced Urkel.
Maybe they were basing it off Urkel.
Maybe it's
possible.
Right on. Yeah. We got ourselves some nunchuck action, of course, and some casual Asian racism.
Oh boy,
I love whenever Rick does his karate fight and he goes banzai.
Banzai. What?
It's like, just say an Asian word that I think people might recognize.
He calls her Alice-san. Once.
Yeah, he does.
Like, if you're gonna do that, do it every time.
But you gotta think, this is the time period where, like, we were all playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which was racist.
Watching Piston Honda.
Oh my god! And like,
they
in
ended up
between,
changing his name, didn't they?
I don't know if they changed. Yeah, I think they did.
Well, it was Piston Honda in the original, but then later I think they changed it.
I think they did change it. Yeah. And like, in between rounds, he would be like, sushi.
Yeah. He was just saying
kamikaze.
Yeah.
Like, he was just ridiculous. Saying like Asian stuff. So bad. And then so did Popinski, the Polish drunk. My God. I mean, that is just ruthlessly Polish fucked drunk. Up.
His original name was like something vodka.
Like Victor Vodka or something like that.
Yeah, it was just like so blatant.
Good God. King Hippo, fat Polynesian Islander.
Yep.
I mean, dude, that game was so racist.
Yeah.
And the last boss was a rapist. Might be the most offensive game ever made.
People often forget that Mike Tyson was a rapist.
I know. He's like, he's this cultural, like, meme now, but he did some raping, y'all.
He did some raping.
Nothing to look up to.
No, not at all. But speaking of, this is way off topic, but I may have said this at times. I love watching people beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's fun to me. I will oftentimes just look up Mike Tyson knockouts. I was watching a Mike Tyson knockout video the other day, and it's just like, it's frightening.
It was like lightning striking.
He was a frightening man.
Yeah. He's that kind of person that if you were not like a trained fighter, he could probably literally kill you with like 2 punches in a fight.
Yeah.
When you watch how that guy fucking moved, it was like a damn robot, like a cyborg.
There would be blows that would just glance off the top of people's heads or whatever and knock them out. Like, it was just like you were getting a quarter of his strength.
Yeah.
Imagine that knocked your ass out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
Unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable stuff. What do you think about the cast of kids? Now, the heart of any Elm Street flick is, of course, those wascally teens that are going to get ground up in the Freddy machine.
Yeah, other than Deb and Alice and Rick.
Yeah.
None of the actors are very good.
No.
Deb is good. Brooke Thies is a good actor. She's actually...
Deb's actually a pretty good actress.
Yeah, she's in a lot of other stuff. I never noticed this before until looking at this episode, or at this sequel.
Yeah.
That 3 girls from Elm Street were sisters in the show Just the 10 of Us. Another TGIF show.
I don't remember that show.
Oh, you don't? It was an offshoot of the one with Alan Thicke.
Step by Step?
Step by Step. That was Patrick Duffy.
Yeah. Fuck. All those 80s dads are the fucking same, man.
Doing it the best I can. That was the theme song.
Around.
Yeah. But anyway, 3 of the sisters in that were from Elm Street, and one of them was Brooke Thies, and one of them was Heather Langenkamp. I can't remember the other one.
Oh,
she was from part 2.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the acting isn't great, but I don't think it's their fault. I don't think they had time to do much.
Knowing what you know about the movie, it's just like, that dialogue was probably not even written on paper 5 minutes before they started filming.
Right. I think the actors who were just good because they've been doing it a while or whatever, they could drop in and do that scene, and it turns out fine. But the others who were just starting out, we're struggling with it.
Yeah. Our homegirl Tuesday Night.
Oh, yeah. Tuesday Night, who replaces Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, the extremely charismatic Patricia Arquette. Yeah. Not really a strong replacement. She is pretty fucking bad in this, man.
She is, and both Kincaid and what was the other guy's name?
Oh, yeah, Kincaid and the horny guy that's deaf.
Both of those actors.
He's not deaf, he's mute.
Both of those actors said in the documentary that, like, there was no chemistry. Like, they just didn't have any chemistry with her the way they had with Patricia Arquette. So, like
everybody wanted to date Patricia Arquette on the Dream Warriors set.
Why not? She's gorgeous. Yeah. She was awesome.
They kind of try to reprise some of the Dream Warriors characters to kind of pick up right where the story left off with, like you said, Kincaid and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, and it's a smart idea to connect because they are supposed to be the last of the Elm Street children. We're told that in the third one.
Right.
So how are we going to have Freddy after this.
But they killed him off
immediately.
So early, dude.
Yeah.
And the thing that kills me about it too, like the way that they killed them off, they didn't really put up much of a fight or really like muster up their dream power. Yeah, Kincaid like throws a car over and is immediately like, I fucking did it. It's like, you fought Freddy before, you know.
Got you, motherfucker. I was
That's
really
pretty good Kincaid.
I was working on it.
Good.
I was working on it. I was watching him over and over and trying to get, because I love that dude's voice.
Oh, he's awesome.
He's great.
He's great. But it's like, even he would know that's not going to be the end of Freddy.
Right. Yeah.
You know? And then other dude just gets like lured into the waterbed by the hot chick, and he's toast.
That's pretty immediate. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kirsty,
she's from the beginning going into that dream realm, just making sure he's not there.
Yeah.
So like we see her over and over in there, but she never does anything. Like she's not the Kristen we know from part 3.
No, not. That's something that struck me as like she's not really acting like Kristen.
No.
Would or did,
right.
You know? So that to me was kind of lame. And I do think the way that they brought Freddy back is, it's almost so stupid that you're like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Dog pisses fire.
Yeah, I actually like that. I like how dumb it was. Just a dog pisses fire and it somehow reanimates him.
It's the opposite of the convoluted, well, there was a spell you don't know about, and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's the complete opposite of that, which is like, you know what? Fuck it. You don't even care how Freddy comes back.
No, you just want him back.
Yeah, so whatever. A dog pisses fire. That's fine. Yeah. They'll go with it. Like, I could picture them having a meeting and just being like, yeah, they'll go with it. Don't fucking worry.
That was Rennie Harlan's idea.
Yeah.
And everybody was saying that was his idea, and fucking nailed it, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, seriously, it's fine. Whatever, dude. It's totally fine.
That is something you see in his movies. He doesn't overthink things.
No.
And because he didn't overthink it, it's perfect for Freddy.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking punk rock. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, whatever. Freddy's back. That's all that really matters.
That's the thing that, like, I think if you put Rennie Harlan in more situations like that, he could thrive.
Yeah.
He could make some good movies.
Like a Night of the Living Dead type thing.
Sure, yeah.
Let him do that.
Let him do that. Let him... Because he made a movie called Devil's Pass, which is about the Dyatlov Pass incident. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. 9 people in the Ural Mountains went camping, and then they were later found, all of them undressed, like outside the tent, all of them dead, mysteriously.
Holy shit.
He made that, and it was like a direct-to-video sort of thing, but got pretty good reviews. And like I've heard from horror fans, it's a good movie.
Well, shit.
I think he might, like, he really just needs his opportunity to do more horror where he can, his not give a fuck sort of way can work.
I see that. I see that. Yeah, so I hate that they killed off the Dream Warriors early on, and they didn't really get to put up much of a fight about it.
Without Patricia Arquette, we didn't want to really see him around, didn't we?
That's fair enough, too. Yeah, if I would have had a whole movie of Tuesday Night not being even nearly as good as Patricia Arquette was, it would have been a letdown. But still, Kincaid and all those, it's like,
Kincaid's great.
They could have hung around. They could have been in the flip more.
The other guy, though, he wasn't good in this. It was like... He was like he was mad or something that he was there.
Yeah.
And he said in the documentary that he didn't even know he was going to be in the movie until his agent just called him and said, hey, you're going to be filming Nightmare on Elm Street 4 in a week or something. So like it seemed like he was just mad the whole time.
Right.
And the way he presented all of his lines was just like, because he doesn't talk much in 3. And I guess it just didn't, I couldn't connect to him because I'm like, oh, right, you talk now. And you're kind of a dick.
Yeah, kind of just ruins your character. Yeah, definitely so. Now, the other kids that are in the whole crew there are, I don't know, likable enough, I guess, but there's not really much anything else to them past their fears that you just know are what's going to get them killed. You know?
Yeah, really I mean, other than Alice, I mean, we learn more about Alice, but everybody else is pretty, like, she's afraid of, she has asthma. Yeah. She's afraid of cockroaches, you know. That's it. That's all we need to know. Next scene.
This other guy is a jock, and we only know that because he wears a Letterman jacket.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
They never show him even like catch or throw a ball. Like it's just he's a jock because he wears the jock jacket.
Also, when he ends up like joining them, no reason for that.
Zero, absolutely.
Rick just shows up at the restaurant to pick up Alice, goes over to his table, and then he comes with him.
Yeah.
No explanation. Rick doesn't even say like, "Hey, you want to come with us?"
Yeah.
It's just like, That's it. Now he's part of the group. It's so weird.
Yeah, the characters in this are pretty damn thin. I mean, I can think back at some of the characters like from Dream Warriors, and obviously I think they're all a little bit more unique and fleshed out. The second one, not really that much. Yeah. You know, there's Jesse, and that's kind of all there is to it. Yeah. And in the subsequent ones, I definitely don't remember.
Oh, God, no.
Really any of the kids.
Like, I know some of the actors that are in it. Like Seth Green, I know he gets video game killed. But
yeah, he's a video game guy.
I don't remember anything about his character.
I remember there's like comic book guy. Yeah. You know? Past that, though, I don't really remember.
And Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold show up at one point.
Oh, man. Freddy's Dead is so fucking bad.
It is real fucking bad.
The give a shit was just gone.
No, none of it.
Fucking gone on that one. Now, the way that they play the characters in this, you know, typically in the Elm Street movies, you think about a kid having one thing that he's like afraid of. Yeah. And that ends up being what kills him. But something about this one that I thought was kind of unique is that it's kind of revealed to us that all these kids have like multiple fears. Yeah. So like Deb, for example, it's not just that she doesn't like bugs, it's that she's also nuts about her body and fitness and stuff. And
so like, her body being morphed into a cockroach is a horrific thing for her.
Super bad. Yeah. And then it's like we find out not only is the nerd girl, you know, like afraid of
not being able to breathe.
I guess so. Yeah, she's got her asthma and stuff. Yeah. But she's also like scared of boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's like
never been kissed. And in fact, that was Toy Newkirk's first on-screen kiss. Was with Freddy Krueger.
Which is really strange. Really strange. So whenever the kills start rolling around, they're kind of like a culmination of the multitude of things that these kids are scared of. And there are some dope kills in this. Yeah. There's some really good
enjoy
ones.
Like that's where this movie shines. Is the kills and the effects. Like it just looks great. The suck face, her just being completely flattened, like that's.
Let's talk about that because it's Toy Newkirk. She's there in class. She's taking a test. I like when her pen starts like dripping blood out of it. I thought that was cool. Then there's like a big robot hand that comes out of the desk.
I liked that. It was weird.
Yeah, it kind of took me a while to think about it, and I was like, well, I guess she is like kind of nerdy and like
she makes devices. She made that thing to make bugs go away.
Yeah, the bug zapper thing.
Apparently, also can shoot lasers at
I guess
Freddy.
So. Yeah. Because reasons. Yeah. So you got the robot hand thing sticking out, which I didn't really dig. But then, whenever Teacher Freddy comes out and just like sucks all the air out of her, that was cool. Yeah, that was actually pretty brutal.
It was.
Yeah, I like seeing that one. The beach death that we have for Christy there.
Yeah, she almost gets killed on the beach, but then for some reason Freddy sends her back to the house on Elm Street. Yeah, to go down into the boiler room. Right. And then he throws her in a fire. Yeah. Like that. He should just killed her in the quicksand, but I guess then she couldn't pass her powers to
Alice. Yeah, I think that's the whole reason why they had to do it that way.
I like that it's the way that they thought of to pass her the powers was just a white light and an 80-yard line. I give you my powers.
Again, just to give a fuck is just like, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter because it really doesn't. Honestly, like we've been doing this for over 100 episodes. I get real into details with movies. When I watch this movie, I think I'm glad they didn't get into that detail because it probably wouldn't have made any sense.
The
less you get into it, the more it's like, oh, fine.
I kind of wanted to bust this thing's chops a little bit harder for stuff like that, but actually kind of now that you're saying it, and I'm really thinking like, okay, Eller, would it really be better if there was some logical explanation of how she gave her powers? And I'm like, I really don't know if that would necessarily be better. No. Again, it goes back to, does it make it better?
Yeah, would it make the film better? It would make a story more sensical.
Yeah, sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But would it make this film about this basically Bugs Bunny serial killer?
Dream Demon guy.
Dream Demon. Would it make this movie better to know? Because
probably not.
I really feel like that is where Dream Child and all that stuff actually starts getting into the weeds and stops being fun, is where it gets into Freddy's backstory.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't care.
Right.
I thought he was a fun child killer that we all love for some reason.
That's the same, dude. That's just quick side note too. That's why I'm like really having a hard time getting behind this new Joker movie that's coming out.
Yes, I love Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, he's great.
I think he could do it great, but I don't care about the Joker's backstory.
No.
That's been like the thing about him forever.
I know, right? It's so fucking annoying. It's like the lamest thing you can do is tell me authoritatively why the Joker is the way he is.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
It really is.
That's the Rob Zombie Halloween thing I've ranted about 100 times, only way worse because we've had like a million years of Joker.
Yeah.
I don't need to authoritatively know where he came from. That's the worst thing you can do.
He's the mystery of who the Joker is like, I mean, we know basically, but like the comics have never gone so far into it really.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gotham did it. Apparently they got really into his backstory, and then this new Joker movie.
I'm not stoked about it. One of my favorite kills in this is definitely the cockroach kill that Death goes through.
I think the best, probably.
It's so fucking gross. And I've seen where a lot of people say that this is like one of the worst deaths in the whole franchise. And I'm like, are you kidding? It's fucking awesome.
What?
I know. The special effects are amazing.
They're great.
And it's so gruesome and fucked up because it just keeps going and going. Like, it's bad enough that she's there working out and her arms get broken backwards. Again, great effect.
Yeah.
Great sound effect and stuff there, too. That's really bad. And she has, like, rubber arms because they're just shattered and stuff. That's bad enough. But then you get this great, very, like, Cronenberg-y fly.
It was so Cronenberg-y. Yeah. I loved it.
Cockroach transformation. And, dude, it's so bad. She's, like, halfway transformed, and you can tell she's just, like, in total agony, and she wanders away into the Roach Motel thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, that scene where she falls on the glue trap and her human face, like, sticks to the glue trap and the cockroach head pulls back. It's so great. And even the way that they edited it and stuff, too, was really wonderful. You never really truly see where it changes to.
Yeah, they did a real good job with it.
Yeah, rubber face, you know? And the way that all the glue and goop was on her face, too, really hid the effect very well. So fucking weird and gross. I think it's one of the most unique kills in the entire thing.
And they foreshadowed it a little bit. And this is one of my favorite lines of any Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Rick, who every time we see him just got done talking to a large group of people. He's the most popular guy,
kind of guy
in the fucking world. This guy, he's always like, oh, hey guys, I was just talking to, you know, every other student in the school, and they were like, you're so, like, understanding, and, like, you seem to be a really decent dude.
You remind me so much of young Johnny Depp and Christian Slater.
Yeah, kind of, but, like, a nerd.
Yeah.
Like,
kind of like everybody
nerdy
at once. Yes. I don't know.
He says, this is when, like, after Kincaid and what's his name died.
Yeah.
And Alice and Kristen are walking into the class. And it's right before Kristen notices that Kincaid and what's his name are gone. He says, "Yeah, I've never thought Goethe and I never thought Kafka and Goethe are irreconcilable." And I was like, "What the fuck?
Why are you talking about that?"
Yeah, but that's so weird. I mean, okay, yeah, that first off, that's a topic of conversation one would have in a German literature class. Don't know why you'd be doing that in high school.
Advanced school.
Second of all, the Kafka reference. Cockroach, Kafka metamorphosis.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But I like that line. I just love because I know there's no way it was written.
Yeah.
Is there any way on an outline of a script basically that very specific line was there?
Absolutely not.
So he was just saying that himself. Like what? Where did that come from? Like, did somebody say that to him? And he was like, "Oh, that sounds real pretentious. I'll say that." You know, Kafka and Goethe never were irreconcilable to me. Oh, there's my girlfriend and my sister.
Steve, I want to crack me open another cold one.
Crack
here.
A beer.
Let's get a pull of something here. This is going to be a weird one. I'm looking forward to trying out. Also from the Private Estate of One, Notorious Roger Dean Miller.
Citrus pepper.
This is a Gars Beer Company Citrus Pepper Farmhouse Ale. I am very curious about what this must be like.
And it says here it was brewed by Straight to Ale in Huntsville, Alabama, Forgars. And I don't know how that works.
How does that happen? But it tells us here, this golden orange farmhouse ale is built around an expressive Belgian yeast and brewed with coriander and basil.
I like those things.
The beer begins with orange, basil, and lemon zest. The finish is dry with a touch of black pepper on the very end. Citrus flavors are derived from the coriander. The black pepper evolves from a combination of the basil and the yeast, and no citrus fruit or black pepper are added. It's really driving home citrus and black pepper.
It does say that a whole bunch.
It's a 6%er.
Now that smell is different.
Yeah?
Smells kind of like a sour.
Okay. I mean, it's a farmhouse, so I kind of expect it to be somewhere in that spectrum. I've not historically had a lot of farmhouses that I really liked, honestly.
I haven't either. Not huge on farmhouses.
But I know that Roger knows that about us.
Yeah. So he's probably chosen a good one.
He's given us something real freaky like to turn us on to the world of the farmhouse. You just got you a pull of that. What do you think about that?
Oh.
Is that weird, wild stuff?
Okay.
You're understanding
It's got some farmhouse to it.
Yeah.
But it's not as...
Oh, that smell is interesting. I can definitely smell the basil a lot.
It's got some of that farmhouse feel to it, but it is like herby and peppery.
Whoa. That is really unique.
Yeah.
That's interesting. The first things that I get out of it's weird. It tastes like fall. Like I want to drink this while I'm like carving a pumpkin or something.
Yeah, that's exactly, yes. This does taste like, in a positive way, an Oktoberfest type of beer, but more flavor and less of that Martzen just cloying sweet grossness.
Kind of thing. This is sweeter than a lot of farmhouses that I've had. That's interesting. I need to go in and inspect a little bit more of this right here. But yeah, first thing that I took that first sip and I'm like, oh, fall.
Yeah.
You know? I like it.
Man, oh man. Yeah, it's good.
That's unique. But it's also...
It says to pair it with Indian, Asian, or Mexican dishes. I like all them things.
I could see that working pretty good. Interesting. Thanks, RDM, for that. That is a unique brew indeed. I find myself enjoying it quite verily.
Quite verily.
We got to talk about that karate kill. Because that's a 10 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah, this is the best kill of the whole series.
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad, Steve.
Here's how that scene came together, Ben. Again, they didn't have much of a script.
Yeah.
But
no budget
at this point, because they had already shot everything, basically, and they had shot Rick's funeral.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a death scene for Rick.
But they didn't know how he got there.
Nor did they have Robert Englund. Nor did they have money.
Oh, so that's why he's invisible?
Yes.
So what are you saying? Like he wasn't available during the shoot?
He wasn't available during the shoot because they were done. He was done. Like, Robert Englund's not going to show up for some pickup shots to sit through 6 hours of Freddy Krueger makeup.
Yeah.
To shoot this scene. So
holy shit, that's so dumb.
They have an invisible Freddy fight.
You know what they really should have done instead
is have him just die in his sleep without us seeing the dream.
I was thinking, he just dies of natural causes.
Yeah,
just natural causes.
Yeah, that's just unrelated to Freddy.
Yeah.
Also, our pal Rick died.
Yeah, he had an embolism, or like he had
you would not expect
a stroke or something.
Man, that would be real interesting if in a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, early on in the movie, somebody died not by Freddy.
Yeah,
but then everybody was like, "That must have been Freddy."
It's like, no, he had some infected wisdom teeth.
Freddy kills as he's killing him. They're like, "This one's for Stubbins," or whatever his name was.
I didn't
Freddy's
do that one, bitch.
That wasn't me, bitch.
I mean, I would have wanted to.
Yeah,
but he died before I could get to him.
This is a real philosophical conundrum.
Yeah, that karate scene is just so fucking bad. Man. Yeah, it's so bad.
Well, and the thing is, like, because he's trained in some martial arts, and we see him practicing, which honestly looked to me like
Kyaku.
He looked like Mac in Always Sunny whenever he does karate. But
absolutely,
whatever.
Absolutely right.
But anyway, so like he had sort of in his mind choreographed this much more interesting, more like martial arts centric fight.
Yeah.
But then when he got there, they were like, no, just like make them real big punches.
Yeah, bigger punches.
Just like make it real big.
Everything roundhouse,
so so he just ends up looking stupid fighting an invisible
swinging
Freddy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, he works pretty well with what he has to work with.
Yeah,
he sells it okay. But inside he was just going, God damn it, this is so fucking stupid.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just love the spirit of this film because think about that. Like, all right, yeah, you're not going to have $13 million, but you and your friends get together and say in 6 weeks, we're going to have a fucking movie. Like,
pretty ambitious.
You just do it.
Pretty fucking ambitious.
Yeah, and it ends up fine?
Yeah.
Like, how?
How's that possible? Great job.
It's like the opposite of Pet Sematary, where it's like you had 30 years.
30 fucking years and a gigantic budget.
Right, and all you came up with was basically the original movie.
Yeah.
And then it's like you had 6 weeks, inexperienced everybody, great special effects department, let's fucking go.
Yeah, floor it. I don't care. It's fucking floor it.
Just nailed it.
The waterbed death is cool. I think it's actually pretty terrifying too. Like,
yes.
To me, that's one of those things that has always like struck me as absolutely mortifying. So when you hear those tales
under the water.
Yeah, or like people that get trapped under ice and stuff like that. Holy shit. I can't think of anything that would be worse than that personally.
Especially under the ice, like if you could see the sun.
Oh my God, dude.
Just you're drowning and you're like,
so close.
Right there.
So fucking close, dude. Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. And that's, the Dream Warriors get killed off in kind of unspectacular ways. I would have liked to have seen more like absolute brutality go into their killings.
I mean, Kincaid just gets stabbed.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it.
The claw to the stomach, basically.
Yeah, pretty much
dead.
it.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd too that they decided in the middle of this, which I guess also Friday the 13th did the same thing where they're like, I don't know, let's have a few of these movies run together, because Dream Warriors runs into this, introduces Alice. Alice runs into the next one as well.
Right.
There's kind of this like mini trilogy in the middle of the whole franchise. It's kind of like the Tommy trilogy.
Like, so Dream Warriors, Dream Master, and Dream Child would be like this little arc itself. Yeah. That's interesting.
And it's just like how Friday the 13th had the Tommy movies. Tommy Jarvis flicks.
Yeah. Who started out as Corey Feldman and then turned into two different people.
Turned into a couple different people. Exactly right. Yeah, so I like that they kind of tried to do that with this. I think they probably could have planned it out, thought it out a little bit better to make a bigger overarching story, but again, might not have made it better.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure that it would. I'm not sure, honestly, when you get to the fourth movie about a dream demon who kills teenagers, it's like, if you can make this watchable, you're doing a good job. And you did it. You made it watchable. You did a good job.
What do you think about how Freddy gets a lot more zany and quippy and comic booky and stuff in this?
Well, that's obviously an effect of not having the script, because that's Robert Englund. That's just how he is as a person.
You think that's him filling in the gaps?
Yeah, I mean, because he famously came up with the Welcome to Primetime, bitch. Yeah. And he is the quipster. He's the one who brought that in. And it fits well.
A little bit old Bobby UK.
Old Bobby UK.
Just showing up
with
right
his flick
there.
Knife glove. What if you had, oh my God.
Oh, just a glove of flick knives?
With switchblades on the end.
Oh, man. That'd be deadly.
I want them to be isotoner gloves, too. Like I'm OJ.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, those weren't isotoners, were they?
Not? I think they were.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they were.
Oh, yeah, and the shoes were Bruno Mali's. That's
Why
right.
do you fucking remember that? Were you like super fascinated by the OJ case when you were a kid?
Yeah, everybody was, weren't they? We all watched the OJ case play out on television.
I remember watching the Bronco chase on TV.
Yeah. It was crazy. I remember all that. Yeah, he had Bruno Mali's. They were like $600 Italian shoes, and then isotoner gloves. Like $15 gloves. What?
Priorities, man. Fucking priorities. Yeah, in the other movies, Freddy had been more of this dark, menacing presence with very little screen time. I mean, he's barely in the first one.
I wouldn't say he's dark at all. This is a completely lightened up, like funner version of Freddy.
Maybe sadistic, but always in like a silly kind of way.
Bugs Bunny. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is like an evil Bugs Bunny. Which I'll say, I think the shift happened a little fast.
Yeah, it was very quick.
There's a few quips in Dream Warriors.
Yeah. Welcome to Primetime, bitch.
Yeah.
There's a couple other things.
He starts getting a little silly in that one.
Yeah.
But in this one, it is just like from the get-go. It's like you said, first thing we see with him, he's putting on sunglasses and he's on the beach in broad daylight. Like, he's no longer in the shadows. That's a big difference here.
Whipped out a guitar, too.
Oh, just did some shredding? Shreddy Krueger.
He David Blaine's himself out of the water onto the beach. It's
he does that. Yeah,
it's just like poof. I'm David Blaine. Like,
he explodes out of a sandcastle.
He really is doing like everything a 6-year-old would think is cool. Like,
there's a lot of Michael Bay-ish explosions in this movie where stuff just blows up. Like when he blows up out of the sandcastle.
Rennie Harlan's a spirit animal is Michael Bay for sure. Like
Dude, Alice screams in class. Not even in the dream.
No.
And the windows blow out of the fucking place.
I had a
What?
This is perhaps an herbally infused thought, but I was watching that and I was thinking, like, because when those windows explode, that would have been a real like traumatic moment. And before she screamed, it was Bob Shaye sort of droning on.
Yeah.
And then she screams and then the windows bust. And I don't know why I thought this, but I got really into this headspace where I was like, if you were sitting near her, you'd have trouble remembering whether or not she screamed before or after the windows broke.
What? That is oddly specific.
When crazy shit happens, like shit gets mixed up in your head.
Yeah, which happened first.
And your head would want to make sense of it. So it would be like, there's no way she screamed and then the windows busted.
Yeah. It's impossible.
I don't know why. Like Stone Steven was like,
awesome.
Wow, yeah, right, yeah.
You know, the only thing that I could keep thinking about is like, could you imagine how weird it is to be from that school? Like to grow up in that time period
all the time.
Yeah, it's like you talk to other people when you're in college, you're like, oh yeah, there was a chick at my high school that blew the whole football team or whatever. Yeah, there's a girl in my class got pregnant when she was 14.
God, I bet her jaw was tired.
No doubt, man. It's gotta be fucking exhausting.
The whole football
I bet
team?
there's a lot of Minutemen in that crowd.
I'm gonna say a lot of those dudes probably just cried.
Yeah. Probably that.
And maybe there were some good guys who were like, are you like really into this, or you like feel pressure? Because like I'm not interested in
not for me
sloppy 50ths.
Yeah, no, not for me, not for me. But then you talk to these people and they're like, yeah, over a 10-year period, at least 48 kids that went to my school got like inexplicably maimed. One guy,
they just go to sleep and wake up dead.
One guy shot out of his bed as a geyser of blood.
Yeah, that was strange.
It was a little odd. Well, here's the thing, too. If you think about it, okay, the parents find these kids in these various states of what happened to them in the dreams. Like, the mom finds the waterbed kid, like, floating in the waterbed, right?
Yeah.
Kincaid, like, bleeds out and stuff like that.
He doesn't have a family.
What does Cockroach Girl's corpse look like?
It's a good question.
Like, was she ever found? Was it just like she just fucking vanished because she got turned into a cockroach?
They didn't have a funeral for her or anything, did they?
I don't think they showed it.
What?
She just gone. Like, what the fuck happened?
Like, probably left the town because all those kids keep dying.
Yeah, that makes sense. The logical conclusion. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's like at this point it doesn't even faze them because it seems like these kids have these horrific, brutal deaths, and then it's like whatever, school's back in session the next day. Nobody's even fazed at all.
I've mentioned this show before, but Todd in the Book of Pure Evil plays on that idea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's a high school where, like, of course, every episode is some demon or whatever killing a bunch of people, and it's just like the idea is like, yeah, that just happens at this school.
I think it happens right here, I guess. That's funny, man. Yeah, Freddy in this one, like I said, this is where he does definitely become the star of the entire show. His makeup looks pretty good. I think it honestly probably would have looked better if it wasn't in like bright ass light and daylight for a lot of the movie.
Yeah, everything's really bright.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong at all, I think, with the makeup. I think it was just that it didn't really suit being lit as hard as it was.
Yeah.
But I will say this, man, you know, and again, some people love this movie. Some people really don't like this movie at all. But I think one thing that we can all agree on, this is probably the best Freddy vanquish of all of them, of the entire series.
Yeah.
Like, the Freddy death in this is so brutal.
It is.
And awesome.
It looks great.
Oh, and also features, I meant to mention this when I was talking about all the 80s shit that's in this. Leanna Quigley's boobs.
Right. Linnea Quigley. Linnea Quigley, who already had a career, just shows up to put her boobs in.
Yeah.
That's her face.
Thing. No,
she's like, oh, you gonna have boobs in that movie? I got them.
Might as well be mine.
Might as well be my boobies.
I'm 80s horror movie boob lady.
That's her thing. Yeah, she said it in that documentary I watched about Return of the Living Dead, where she was just like, I had this great body, I just wanted to show it off, and it's like very awesome, great,
fucking badass, awesome.
Except that do you remember this in production of that shot?
So it's the big body thing.
It was a huge body thing.
It fell over.
And there was a lady up at the top on like a catwalk.
Yeah.
Who like sort of controlled some of it, and it just like pulled her. She's just this little Asian lady, just pulled her down. It looked
rough, dude.
It looked rough as fuck.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is though, because like if you watch it, just go watch Never Sleep Again, just at least to see this part, because before it happens, whoever's directing the shot, it's probably second unit director or whatever, off screen is just yelling, Linnea, stick your chest out more. Oh yeah,
Linnea. And she's probably like, I've only heard this on set about 1 million times. That is funny. It's awesome too when you see that, how they did that effect.
Yeah, because, it looks great.
It's to replicate the little tiny baby soul faces and stuff that are on Freddy's chest that we first saw in Dream Warriors. Yeah. And you don't realize it, but it's like, in order to make a full-size human look like a little baby soul on a chest,
gotta make a gigantic chest.
Yeah, that chest has to be like 20 fucking feet high.
And it was. And they call back to the original Nightmare on Elm Street. They used just that like
a latex wall.
Yeah, like a latex wall, and just push through it.
Oh, I didn't think about that being similar to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it absolutely is.
Looks great.
I hadn't thought about that. It looks fucking awesome. You can never really tell like when they go to the cuts of the big ginormous chest and when it's like just the prosthetic thing on Robert Englund. It's really well done and extremely well edited. But dude, when all those like little baby arms start shooting out of him and stuff, and then start like tearing at his own face.
That's so good.
And dude, when they rip like the top part of his head off his bottom jaw, name one other time you've seen that brutal of violence inflicted on Freddy.
Yeah, you're right. That's the best Freddy death.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. In the first one, you've got, I take your power away, and he just kind of like vanishes into glitter.
That's lame.
Yeah, super weak.
Second one
is it's kind of the Ghostbusters thing where he like burns up and crackles out.
Right.
And Jesse's in there. Like, Dream Warriors. Fuck, what
happened there?
Yeah. Oh, they put the holy water on him and like light like shoots out of his body.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's kind of weak. It's like, it's cool, but it's not brutal. Like, this is the only time that you really see brutal violence enacted on Freddy.
I mean, other than that time they burn him to death.
That was pretty brutal. I guess that was pretty brutal when you think about it. But yeah, I love the way that Freddy goes out in this. Although the way that he is weakened makes no sense. Like, him and Alice have a pretty okay fight. Yeah. You can tell Freddy's sandbagging really hard. I don't know why Freddy doesn't just murder the fuck out of her.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things where it's like, why is this a physical fight? Yeah. Like, wouldn't a fight with Freddy with a Dream Master, wouldn't it be her controlling her dream to fight him? Like, they're fighting for control of the dream.
Now, that could have been really cool. Yes. Yeah. And like,
instead of just, I'm hitting you. And he's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect me much.
I do have this knife glove, but I'll just let you hit me, I guess.
And she's also powered up with all of her friend skills. That never really makes any sense. Like, she starts picking up all these habits of her friends. Like, she starts smoking like Kirsten. And
I hated that.
Why?
So much. Because first off, Kristen didn't smoke in Dream Warriors.
No, but she smokes like a freight train in this one.
Sort of, because Tuesday Night obviously doesn't know how to smoke. Because the second time it shows her smoking, she tries to light the cigarette and fails and then just keeps with it. I succeeded.
I didn't notice that. Yeah. That's funny.
But this is just a Hollywood, like, I think like up until the 90s and maybe even still today, the assumption has to be with every single character in a Hollywood movie that they do smoke. They're not doing it right now.
Right.
Because she pulls a cigarette out and then says, what am I doing? I don't smoke. She had cigarettes, though.
But she did have them. Yeah. It didn't appear from nowhere.
I mean, it's just like in Suspiria where, like, she suddenly smokes when she's all stressed.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, where did this come from?
Yeah, where the fuck did this come from?
Like, all the time in movies, you just have to assume this person definitely smokes. It's just, we got to wait for the right moment for it to happen.
Right.
I don't know. It annoyed the shit out of me that she pulled that cigarette out because I was like, I don't carry cigarettes because I don't smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Where the fuck do you have cigarettes?
When you decide to smoke, you just reach in your pocket. It's like the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's just there.
You reach there. It's like, oh, there it is.
You look in the mirror of Erised.
Yeah. And then you started smoking. I think that Kirsty was looking on from the great beyond, just really disappointed too. Where she's like, man, she got these like ninja skills from her brother and all this other stuff.
I didn't
get
anything.
Well, she's like, and what did she get from me? Fucking smoking? That's my power? That's my identifying trait is smoking?
Right.
Fucking A. She looks in the mirror and says, fucking A.
She does.
Why?
I don't know.
I think that they were just like, this is still PG-13. Just put the F-bomb in there somewhere.
Yeah, throw it in there. So
fucking A.
Yeah.
So they did it.
Could have just had Freddy go, fuck.
Yeah.
But no, they went with fucking A.
The whole like nursery rhyme thing.
That makes no sense.
That's like, makes no sense in kind of a lame way to me.
In a lot of lame ways. Yeah, because it's like she says, remember that old nursery rhyme? And then she says some of it,
like
but like
Lord's
she
Prayer.
doesn't remember it. Yeah.
Well, like her mom kind of arbitrarily, somebody's mom like arbitrarily kind of mentioned it early in the movie.
Right. Well, it must have been.
I think it was Kristen's mom.
Kristen's mom, because I think that's the only mom we see.
Yeah, because Alice's dad is the male equivalent of the mom from the first one.
Right. Yeah, because we first see him, he's pouring vodka into a coffee mug.
Yeah.
Which is her thing.
Yeah.
That's her cocktail.
That's a half Dahmer.
That's a half Dahmer,
keeping up with the show. It's a half Dahmer right there. So there's this like halfway bastardized like Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
That somehow helps vanquish Freddy. That to me is like, whereas we said there was other stuff in the movie where it's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but what the fuck ever, who cares? I think there was a better way for her to be like, definitely. You have the souls of my friends in me, and I know my friends will fight for me.
Yeah.
And starts calling on him, and that's when the arms start coming out. Like, that would have been better than like, also here's this
soul of Kincaid. Yeah. And then he does something.
Power of Mastodon.
And then a Mastodon shows up. Yeah.
Or the band Mastodon.
The band Mastodon shows up and just fucking wails away. And he's like, riffs. Oh, shit.
Can't take the riffs.
Can't take the riffs.
Bitch.
Just those bitches there.
Exactly.
Can't take the riffs, bitch. That's what Freddy Krueger would say.
That's what Freddy Krueger would say for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that to me was kind of weak. I didn't really like that. I'll say, if I'm going to keep complaining about this movie too, it doesn't really do much to expand the Elm Street universe.
No, it is a placeholder. Just like we need a Freddy movie. We want it to basically be like the one we just made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't really learn anything about Freddy. The world doesn't get bigger. He doesn't expand out beyond.
You don't find out about Amanda Krueger.
No.
And you don't find out about him having a daughter or any of the other things you learn in like 5, 6, 7, 8.
Or any kind of like cool advancement where, I don't know, like there's somebody who can enter into Freddy's dreams or
that'd be
anything
interesting.
Fun.
Something. A dream master. Like seriously, if they, because the title existed before the script. Yeah. But if they had really went with Dream Master and given her dream powers.
Yeah.
That were equivalent to Freddy's.
Right. Where
that
she's like
been interesting.
A lucid dreamer. So whenever Freddy's in her dream, she can like control the reality and stuff like that. It's like, that would have been a cool way to take this formula and kind of expand on it a little bit, but it doesn't really. It gives us all the same stuff where it's
but they're also learning a lot from releasing these movies and seeing what the audience goes for to see what they can make, what they can do in the future. So I think Bob Shea, he knew he couldn't do much. They only had 6 weeks. They had an inexperienced director. Try to keep it as close to what you already know is possible, and then when the writer strikes over, you can move it in a new direction. But you don't want your inexperienced director being the person to come up with Freddy's new direction.
Right, yeah.
And he just didn't have a choice at that point, so...
Right.
Just nothing new. Same old, same old.
This beer is really awesome.
It is.
I'm really enjoying it.
The more I'm drinking it, more I'm like, this is very drinkable.
I'm not getting the peppery thing. It doesn't taste at all like black pepper.
I say it tastes herbaceous. I can taste some herb to it, but not...
Yeah. It's herby and spicy and stuff. I seriously just want to have this on a brisk October night. Would be perfect. I'm really enjoying it. Now I'll get off the diss train for a second here. I want to talk about one more thing about this that I do think it does really, really well, which is the dream type feel that a lot of the segments in this have. Like, one of my favorite things about the first one that I mentioned was never really dug into that well in some of the later installments and even the second and third ones, is that thing where, you're in one location and then suddenly you're somewhere else, or the inconsistency of time that happens in our dreams. That's something that I don't feel like was toyed with nearly enough in installments of this franchise. Like, the people's dreams are not like dreams you actually have.
Yeah.
But there's moments in this one that are very
this one did a good job. Like the part where early on Kristen turns around from like seeing a tricycle falling down the stairs and turns around to the tricycle falling down the stairs.
And what was fun too is like that's really close to the very first part of the movie. Yeah. And I was kind of watching this with a critical eye, and she walks into the house, and I noticed that the staircase where the tricycle's falling down is on the left.
Yeah.
And like I actually paused the movie and I was like, oh my God, they even got the staircase on the wrong side. But then she exits through the door, and then the staircase is on the right.
Yeah. So it was like a mirror image, and she, just like in your dream where you're at a place, but it's not that place.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's like really something's wrong, something's different.
Very cool.
We also get the time loop.
That is extremely cool.
That's also there was enough interesting foreshadowing in this that I feel like they must have had somebody on set who knew something about writing, or that script had a bit more than an outline. Because Dan says something about the town. He says, I feel like I'm in the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, yeah.
He experiences these time loops. Like he's in the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, I hadn't thought about the connection there. Yeah. That line did stick out to me. I forgot about that. Huh. Yeah, that's so cool, and that's so well done. And it's interesting, too, that they let it take around like 3 times or so through and before it really somebody notices.
The second time, I was like, did they fuck up? Like, it wasn't like, when I saw it when I was a kid, but when I saw it more recently, I was like, did they just fuck up and show the same scene again?
Yeah.
And you don't get it at first. And then that third time rolls around and it's like, wait a second. What is happening here?
I love that editing. They roll up to the house and she's like, this is it. This is her house. And then she turns the corner and she's back outside the diner. That's just like something that would happen in a dream. I really like that. And then the subtle stuff too, like the theater scene where she's in the theater and she gets sucked into the screen.
That looks so good.
Extremely cool.
Yeah.
Very, very, very cool, man.
And this, not sure, one of the guys on the documentary mentioned that it might be the first time that someone went through a screen into a movie or a TV show in a movie.
I mean, when was that Take On Me video?
Well, that was a comic book he went into.
Not even the fucking same at all.
That's it. I didn't even think about that one because I started doing some research to see if he was right.
Yeah.
I started looking up times when I knew that had happened and whatnot.
I'm going to Google
Take On Me would have been before that, for sure.
Surely it was. Yes. Yeah, because that seems like that's like 80 something as fuck.
Maybe.
Let's see. I'm going to skip this YouTube trial here. Take On Me.
Take me on.
Take On Me. I'll be gone.
When is it be?
1986.
86. Okay, so a couple years before.
Years before. So this could have taken from that, I suppose.
Yeah, I would. That's exactly where I would assume because I couldn't really find. Like I thought, man, there definitely had to be something, but I couldn't really find anything. I thought like, oh, definitely there was a Twilight Zone episode or something, but no, I couldn't find anything. So this may be the first time in a film that somebody walks through the screen into a movie or TV. And that is a genius. I mean, that's
pretty cool.
It's a great idea, and we've seen it turned into entire movies. So that's great. I mean, it's a real cool, and it looks good the way they do it. Like she hits the screen and then falls in. It really looks right.
Hey, you're welcome, Last Action Hero.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
John McTiernan was watching Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and he was like, "That's you know what?
I can make a movie out of that.
I can do it.
I can work with this." I remember you saying too that there was like some weird audio stuff they did in that theater.
Oh sequence. Yeah, the claps. Listen to it again. The claps are played in reverse.
So like when the crowd is like
clapping. So the crowd starts like applauding when she goes through, and the claps they're played in reverse. So it sounds real weird.
Yeah. It's like the visual and the audio aren't really matching up.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Interesting. I like the way they did that. Yeah.
Interesting. It's a cool flick, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, I didn't like it as much as I thought that I did. Like, in my head, I was like, Dream Warriors is really overrated, which I still maintain. Sure. And this one isn't, that much different from it. No, Dream Warriors is definitely better than this one. It definitely is. So, yeah. It still drives me nuts how many people rank other installments of the series above part 1.
Yeah.
Like, so many people.
Part 1 is the best.
Yeah, part 1 is the fucking best. Yeah. I see so many people where it's like part 1 lands on like number 4 or number 5 on their list. And I'm like, what the fuck
How is that even possible?
Yeah, because people will put 3 and 4 and New Nightmare and all those like above part 1. And I'm like, you're ridiculous.
No. Yeah, they're wrong.
Yeah, part 1's awesome. There's some stuff in this that I really love. Again, some great kills. It's a cool looking movie. Again, it's like an hour and a half long music video.
It really is.
Also, hour and a half, not too long.
Not too long. It never feels too long.
No, never really drags.
Because it feels like a number of music videos, it just feels like you've been watching MTV for an hour and a half.
Yeah. You got any closing thoughts, closing arguments about this sumbitch?
Not really. I think, like, we've said all that there is to say for us at this moment. Yeah. Because it's not a movie that I thought warranted an exceptionally deep dive.
Yeah.
Like, I put a good bit of time into it. I watched the documentary section a couple times, watched the movie itself a few times. Really just sort of dug through everybody's Wikipedia and stuff, but at the end of the day, it was like, there's not like some interesting deep message to this movie.
No, I don't think so. It's not like part 2 or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just a movie. Yeah. And it's fun. It's fun to watch. I enjoy it. I don't hate it at all.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just feel like I can't.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah,
I fucking hate this Little Caesars pizza.
Yeah,
it costs me next to nothing, and it's going to feed at least 2 or 3 people. Fuck this thing.
Fuck this pizza. No, it's fine. It's wonderful. Thank you for Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I enjoyed it. It's not groundbreaking cinema or even a great movie.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and I like it.
Where are you going to rank that thing on a 1 to 10?
I'm going to give it a 6.
6 seems solid.
Yeah, 6. I think it's better than a middle-of-the-road type of movie.
Yeah.
Because it's so fun, but not because of character development or story or anything like that.
Yeah,
but it's a real fun movie to watch.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think I would probably also toss this a 6 on top of it too. Where it's like you said, I mean, there's no deep message or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just a fun, pretty movie with a bunch of kids getting murdered.
Yeah.
And a few quippy, zany things. Some really bad acting, but it is pretty fucking amazing
that it came
they
together.
Pulled this off.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that this even turned out watchable, much less decently enjoyable.
Exactly.
Is something. And I'll tell you what, after this, it does not get better.
Doesn't get better. We've hit peak Nightmare on Elm Street. So,
yeah.
Future, well, we still have New Nightmare.
New Nightmare is pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah,
and
New Nightmare is cool.
Freddy vs. Jason is fun, but not good. But it's better than those others.
Yeah.
That are just, ugh.
So I'd like to bid adieu and farewell
to
the last pretty damn good Elm Street flicks with that one. 5 will be fun to talk about because it is just such a clusterfuck of a movie. She like shoots a baby at Freddy. You remember that?
Yes.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is 5?
I don't understand.
And the dream child with his bright blue eyes.
Yeah.
Going to Jurassic Park.
Sounds more like a 6-foot chicken.
Yeah.
He's going to get what's coming to him.
He's going to get it.
Yeah, 6 from me as well, Steve. Yep. 6 from me as well. Now, Steve, what are we going to be talking about on next week's installment of Bad and Blah Blah?
I believe, Ben, we're talking about Rob Zombert's.
Yeah.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
Do we need to go ahead and tell people how we feel about it, or let's not spoil it?
Yeah. Fucking Hot Topic Macho Man.
Hot Topic Macho Man.
Yeah. This is the first Rob Zombie we've done on the show, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Isn't it? Hey.
This first of all, Bobby Zombie, innit?
Bobby Zombie.
He's really got me down in the doldrums.
Oh, Bobby Z.
Bobby Z.
Bobby Z.
So you guys be sure to tune in next week to hear our thoughts on House of 1,000 Corpses.
Man, feel like a damn dummy.
Yeah?
I said Bobby Z. It's like I don't even know British people.
Yeah?
It's Bobby Zed, isn't it?
Oh, it's Zed. It would be
It's
Bobby Zed.
All right, that's the name of the letter.
Oi.
The letter's name is Zed.
Oh, you really gone and cocked that one up, didn't you?
I cocked it up.
Oh, cooked it right up.
We did it.
Thanks, UK listeners. You guys be sure to rate and review on iTunes. This show takes hours to make. Hours and hours. But it only takes you a moment to rate and review on the iTunes. We would really appreciate it. It helps us out a ton. If you want to help the show out and keep it rolling, you guys be sure to rate and review on iTunes and follow us on our myriad social media platforms. Tell them about it, Steve.
At Dead and Lovely Pod on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, Steve Bot.
It's me, Steve Bot. You can also reach us at deadandlovelypod@gmail.com.
They need to program some humanity into these things.
Oh, I have humanity, for I love you, Ben. I love you deeply. Oh, someone's turning me off.
Oh, Scantron. All right, see you later there, Steve Tron.
Oh.
We'll see you later.
Anyway, sorry, I had to go to the bathroom. Did Steve Tron handle it?
Steve Tron took care of it
course.
with his automated mess. He's a little clingy.
Son of a bitch.
He's a little clingy. He's a little strange, but
he's always telling people he loves them. He literally does not understand the concept.
But, we love him. You guys, thank you so much for tuning into this week's installment of Dog on Bloggly. You guys have been Bloggly. We have been Blog. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So the Fat Boys.
Yeah, Fat Boys.
All right, so I was reading up on them because I remember the Fat Boys as a novelty act.
That's what I thought of them as, too, yeah.
80s.
I didn't think they were like a real rap group. I thought that they were...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were a group before. They were called the Disco 3. And they won...
Much less street sounding.
They won a rap contest.
And that's how the Fat Boys started.
Well, they were touring in Europe or something.
Yeah.
And one of them was fat, but the other two started gaining weight because they were only eating shitty, like, tour food.
Yeah.
And then their manager was like, eat some more
Just
McDonald's.
go with it.
We're going to call you the Fat Boys.
Well, that's what I was about to say is like, I was thinking in my head, I was like, I hope while they were the Disco 3, they were all like really trim and skinny and stuff. And then they were kind of like how, is it the guy that plays Mac on Sunny was like, it'd be funny if we all got fat.
It'd be funny if we all got fat.
So he got fat.
He got fat, yeah.
And it was funny.
It was funny. God damn, that show's so good.
I mean, what
love
would
that
they have
show.
called the Fat Boys if it was just one fat one and two like regular size guys?
The Disco 3.
The Disco 3, yeah.
He's the ball. They're the discoers.
I like that. He could
Right.
have had a shiny suit. All the little mirrors all over it and stuff.
The dude that was like the big fat one, he did die of a heart attack.
Well,
He was 450 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But he was
Whoa.
also the beatboxer, which, yeah, if you remember
He was
Fat
actually
Boys
just really short
beatboxing,
of breath.
it was real bad. It wasn't good beatboxing, but he pretty much invented it in a lot of ways. But like you go back and listen to it, and it really does. It's just like, and then like if you hear Bismarck,
A bold new sound.
you hear Bismarcky or Rozelle, you're like, that guy couldn't beatbox. He was just making stupid noises every once in a while. It's crazy.
It's that bold new sound that's taking the streets by storm.
It's your son, or it's your cousin, Marvin Beatbox.
It's that bold new sound you've been looking for.
That's a fat guy out of breath.
I was gonna say it sounds like a fat guy that just went up the stairs or something.
Yeah.